Testing. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Do not test. Are we live?
Welcome into Woodward Tigers Watch Party. We have the biggest game of the season. I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff, Woodward Sports beat reporter for the Detroit Tigers, and I'm joined by our very special Rookie of the Year himself, our Kevin McGonigal, Gordon Jones Jr. We are also joined by Jeff Walker, holding it down on the 1s and 2s, and we got our other rookie, Max Clark, in the building. We got Christopher Bean. Chris, happy to have you. Jeff, happy to have you. Gordon, let's rock on the desk tonight. Going to be a lot of fun as we see this Detroit Tiger team get back on track. But before we get too much about what we're doing here, we're going to have some very special guests joining us tonight. First off is going to kick us off with Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit. Super excited to get Chris on. You guys know him from the post-game shows and everything that he does covering the Detroit Tigers. Absolutely thrilled to get Chris on and his thoughts about the state of the Detroit Tigers. We're also going to be joined by Tom the Maz Mazaway. I know you guys love to ask, where's Maz? When's he coming on next? He's coming on tonight. And so will Flannel Sam. We'll see if he's feeling a little bit different about this Detroit Tiger team. He said they would make it to the World Series earlier in the season. We'll see how Flannel Sam is feeling about the Detroit Tigers. And we will also have our guy, Rogelio Castillo, on the show to close it off tonight. We have a packed show for you guys. I'm super excited. First off, to see the Tigers get back on track. Second of all, to be here with you guys. Super excited to see everybody here. And it's going to be a blast. This is what it's all about, fellas. Gordon, how you feeling?
I'm super excited to be here with you guys, and I am honestly pretty nervous about my Detroit Tigers right now. And I know that might be a little bit of an understatement, but listen, you got Money Melton on the mound tonight. That's about the extent of my confidence. Other than him and, maybe some of these young bats that we have in the lineup, this is a guy, we've faced KC multiple times, but we haven't faced them with that guy in a while. And, if I'm pointing to Bobby Witt there.
Shout out.
Bobby Witt is a fantastic player, and he is always a handful for the Detroit Tigers. So, they have their work cut out for them. But
they definitely
like I said,
do.
I'm really excited to see. I think, Casey has some weaker pitching, so I'm really looking for the Tigers bats to be able to pounce on that early and, hopefully get to Casey's pen.
That's where we're definitely going to have to get to. Gordo, if you could text me that link from Slack, would be clutch, not the Slack link for your boy here because he had to delete the Slack.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Shout out. No, that's my fault right there. Obviously, some storage problems. We're going to get to Castellani here in one moment. We got our guy Chris Bean here, but you talked about that Kansas City Royals pitching, and it is, to me, it's a bit of a surprise that the Kansas City Royals are throwing out Noah Cameron, and you think about this guy with a, inflated ERA, but Noah Cameron, kind of like what we saw out of the Pirates starter, he went 9 innings in his last start. Gives me a little bit of flashbacks of Ashcraft right there of some of the Pirates, but it's not just going 9 innings. In his previous 5 starts, fellas, before the 9 innings, he went 5.2, gave up 4 earned runs. All right, not great. The 3 outings before that, 8 innings, 1 earned run. 8 innings, 0 earned runs. 7 innings, 0 earned runs against who? The Detroit Tigers. So we are going to have our hands full once again with a pitcher who is pitching his best baseball right now, but there are no excuses for this Detroit Tiger team as we get, set to get kicked off here, and we are going to get the link to our guy, Chris, right now. But, the last 5 starts has been elite. Are you worried at all going up against a lefty that's pitching his best ball of the season right now?
I wouldn't say I'm like overly concerned, but this lineup has shown some struggles against the lefty pitchers. So, like I said, this Tigers team, they have their work cut out for them. One big thing too that I'm looking at. It's pretty funny for the starting lineup today. It's a little bit hard for me to read because they put in all of their nicknames as well as some of the foreign characters for How You Lee. So leading off, we have Gleyber Torres. Then How You Lee in the 2 spot, something that I don't think we've seen very much this season. I'm very intrigued to see what a guy with a lethal bat like that can do in that 2 spot. We'll see. Right after him, we have Kevin McGonigal. Dylan Dingler, another guy that really has been ice cold lately. I'm not sure, totally what's going on with Dingler, man, but we could definitely use some production from him. He needs a jolt of life, and hopefully a game like this, if he can get, some even on the other side, right? If he can get a solid pickoff at second, if he can, make a couple of ABS challenge calls, that are, overturn what Blue said, and if he can lock it down, I think Dylan Dingler can kind of be an X factor for the Tigers for this series. But Nick, I think we have our guest on.
Yep, big special shout out to the one, the only Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit. Chris, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Super excited. No better guy to have on as we kick this one off with Gleyber Torres leading off, then having you kick off the biggest live stream of the year for us, because it feels like the biggest game of the year. Chris, first off, how are you feeling about this game? Are you nervous? I think we both kind of wrote off the Tigers after last game. How are you feeling, Chris? I got no audio. Can you hear him now? Nope.
Hold on. We're working through some technical difficulties here.
We got some technical difficulties. Maybe Buzz B. We got Buzz B on. Chris, can you hear us here at Woodward Tigers? I cannot hear him. Can any of you guys hear him? All right, Chris, give us 1 second here. So sorry about that, as Gleyber Torres is working with a 1-2 count against Noah Cameron. We are working through the technical difficulties here. Shout out to our guy Chris Castellani as Gleyber Torres looks at a changeup low, 2-2 count. As we got Chris. Chris, how you feeling about Gleyber? Can we get Chris's thoughts on Gleyber? Let's see if we got him here. Still nothing on our end. Chris, we're going to let you go for 1 second and try to reconnect to see if it works a little bit better. Shout out to Chris for being patient with us. Thank you so much. We're working through, some kinks at the new studio, trying to figure out everything, all the ins and outs. Big show right here. Gleyber Torres, no surprise, 3-2 count to start this game off. Noah Cameron, 3-2 count. Fast.
Swing and a miss.
Cutter high.
Gross.
Right down the pipe. Shout out to everybody joining us. If you are new here to Woodward Tigers, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Tigers. It means the world to us. We are on the road to 9,000 subscribers as we are working through it here. Let me know if we want to send a new VMix here. Is it with the same VMix that you sent me? Okay. We are going to send this right now. Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you over on my end.
All right, let's go.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
Let's go.
All right, we have the Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit on YouTube. Make sure to check that out and give them a subscribe. All of our Woodward Tigers faithful, big shout out to Chris Castellani for joining us. The state of the Detroit Tigers, 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. How are you feeling just on the outlook and obviously coming off such a disappointing ending to the series against Pittsburgh?
I mean, this team has been so bipolar all season that it's hard to necessarily it's very hard to get a gauge on what they're going to look like on a day-to-day basis. Like, I look at today's matchup, and I know Cameron has been pitching better lately and recently threw a complete game, but, you look at it on paper, you say, all right, Melton, that's a Melton day, should be a win. We've hit the Royals a little bit this year. You just never know. I mean, I think that's what they are is what they're going to be, which is a team that has a fine roster and pitchers that you like, and I think that they'll continue to have a fine run differential until the end of the year. But their biggest weakness is a glaring one, and that weakness continues to be this bullpen that has lost them a ridiculous number of games this year in shocking ways. I mean, all the way down to having a 7-0 blown lead in Skubal's last start. So this is what I've said really since the trade deadline, is that they have the players and the ability to go on something of a run here. This isn't one of those years where you sell by definition at the deadline and I look back and you just kind of have to wait for the last 40 or 50 games to bleed out. Like, there's enough here to make this interesting. And yet every time it feels like they're on the verge of some sort of breakout or maybe getting back to 500, they'll have a series like what they had against Pittsburgh. So it's really difficult to get a gauge on.
As Dylan Dingler flies out there, and I guess that's where we're going to turn to next, Chris, because in the biggest moment of the year post-deadline, you get Riley Green getting injured, and you have Dylan Dingler basically forgetting how to hit. Almost feels like he has the yips right now, which you would expect a little bit of regression, but nothing to what we have seen. What do you think that leads to? Do you think he's tired out there? Obviously, I came out here and said he should be in MVP discussions, and since that moment, I think he has like 3 out of his last 45 hits and in his last at-bats.
Yeah. It's a classic slump where it's a little bit of everything coming together at the worst time. It's some inevitable regression. Now, I've noticed in the last few games, even going back to last homestand, he's had some hard hit balls that have just been hit right to people. Like, that's a sign that you're just in a slump. Like, the baseball gods just aren't being really kind to you. I think it's gotten to a point now where it's a little bit psychological. You guys are bringing it up a little bit before I came on here, but like, he's been bad with challenges. Like, it's just been this weird thing where everything's kind of cascading at once. I think that the absence of Riley Green, who people form their own opinions about what my opinions are of Riley. I've said many times I think he's a fine player. But the one thing I talk about a lot, not just with the Tigers, but with a lot of other teams, is the idea of lineup protection. And sometimes, even if a guy is struggling, the idea of having a guy in the lineup, I mean, it's not a coincidence that Miguel Cabrera's 2 best seasons came when Prince Fielder was sitting right behind him, because you got into a situation where you were forced to give that guy pitches to hit because you didn't want to face Prince with runners on first and second, runners on first and third. You know, Riley has had his ups and downs, but we are talking about a 3-time All-Star, and you just can't replace that kind of presence in the lineup. And I think that it's forced both McGonigal and Dingler to shoulder a massive load. And let's be honest, you take a beating catching 130 plus games behind the plate every year. Like, it's hard to maintain that over a 162 game stretch. I ultimately think he's going to be fine, but as you said, like, literally could not have picked a worse time to go through this.
Yeah, it's super disappointing to see, and I'm with you. It just feels like Kevin McGonigal is being asked to do everything right now, with Riley Green obviously injured, Dylan Dingler going on the slump that he is. As we see Troy Melton take the mound here, Chris, want to hit on him before we get to, some of these young rookies. And Melton was just, a few innings away to being, a rookie himself last season before he qualified, which he's unbelievable. 7-1, 1.49 ERA, .571 opposing teams' OPSs. Do you believe Troy Melton is the ace of this staff moving forward? And are you comfortable with him as the ace of the staff moving forward if it is yes?
Okay, the answer is yes. I've put this out there a lot to a point where maybe it kind of seems like I'm doubting him. It's just there is going to be, and I think we even saw it a little bit in his last start, he's not going to put up a ERA of 1.5 his entire career. Like, there's going to come a point where he gets hit around a little bit, just gave out right on cue. Oh, wait, was that fair?
Let's hope not. Foul.
No,
foul.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right, so I can go back.
It looked fair. All right,
that was nearly an immediate announcer jinx. That would have been sad.
I know if you guys would have booted me after that, I would have understood it. But no foul. Okay, no. The thing, I think the guy's going to be excellent, and I think that him and Montero and Job kind of all fall under the same category of these guys that are, look, they've got some velo, they've got some swing and miss, but I think he's been comfortable mixing in a lot of his different pitches, and that was something that even Skubal struggled with in the early part of his career, is like, this isn't AAA anymore. You can't just get guys out with fastballs. And I think that even for all the stuff being as dynamic as it is, and it is fantastic, there is also, just as an eye test, as a viewer, like, there's kind of that it factor that seems like exists with him. I mean, this was a guy who was thrust into the middle of some high leverage frames in the playoff last year and just didn't blink. Like, you feel like the mental makeup is really there for him. And look, if something were to happen where this team were to get hot again and make the postseason, he's your game one starter. I mean, the guy has been your most consistent pitcher that's still on the roster. So there's going to be some regression at some point, but I like the guy a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some, fall back, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy here. But a shout out to everybody in the chat joining us here at Woodward Tigers. We're joined by Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit on YouTube. Blast to right field, and we are on it. Shout out Malgiri getting the start and right. Make sure to subscribe to Big Play Detroit as we are joined by Chris Castellani. Gordo?
And, just speaking of guys like Ben Malgiri and, some of the young guys that we have seen take a prominent role on this Detroit Tigers team, for this last, however long stretch, how much turnover are you expecting going into next season? Are you expecting some guys like Kerry Carpenter, Matt Vierling, Gleyber Torres to be shown to the door? Or do you think that they don't have faith in some of the guys waiting in the wings like Ben Malgiri, like Hao-Yu Lee, and they'll still try to play the middle road and keep some of these guys around who may definitely be past their prime?
I think we're going to see a lot of turnover. And it's not necessarily because there's a belief that these guys can never be productive again. But look, man, I mean, you can only have 26 guys in a major league roster at once. And this is an outfield and even an infield that's getting a little bit crowded. And I think in the case you mentioned Kerry Carpenter, you mentioned Matt Vierling. I mean, those are two guys who over the last 2 years often injured. It's like, which one would you rather go with? A guy who might have a higher ceiling but is only going to play 80 games, or take a chance on a Ben Malgiri or, maybe a Brett Callahan who's just coming back up. I think that there's several guys, in those outfield / utility roles that are going to see opportunities probably elsewhere. I'm not sure exactly who it's going to be, and I think the last few months of this season might determine that. But I brought this up when they were going through the deadline. I think it's very important for Scott Harris over these next several months to ensure that this team is now, almost 4 calendar years into his tenure here, made up completely of his guys. And that probably means showing the door to, one guy that everyone's forgotten about is Parker Meadows, right? Who's been, on the IL since April. It's like, there's a lot of guys here that we've probably gotten to know who probably will either be non-tendered or shown the door at some point in the offseason. Not to say that they won't get opportunities elsewhere, but I think they feel good about the core that they're developing. And with all these guys kind of being around the same age, you want them to come up at the same time. And I think that's their intention.
As we have Jack Coglihone popping that one up to left field after a Bobby Witt hit. Love to see that, getting Jack out with that big power and that big bat. But you talk about that deadline there, Chris, and I want to ask your thoughts on the whole entire Skubal deal. Obviously, it was very low chances of us re-signing him. We hate that as Tiger fans, but it's just the reality of where we are in baseball currently, with no, obviously, salary cap. But the Detroit Tigers get back Zaire Hope, outfielder, right-handed pitcher Brady Smith, but the big guy was River Ryan as well. What do you think about what the Detroit Tigers got back in the haul for Tarik Skubal, and where are your thoughts as the Detroit Tigers as a whole not being able to retain, homegrown back-to-back Cy Younger Tarik Skubal?
Yeah, I'll start with your second question first, because I think that, and I don't want to make excuses for Illich or for Harris, but I think that if Skubal would have popped off and really broke out, let's say, a year or two earlier, I think the situation might have looked different. Now, who knows with Scott Boras as his agent, I understand, but we're smart enough now as an organization to do stuff like give Kevin McGonigal an extension as a rookie, and I know that Colt Keith is polarizing, but he's set to play here into his early 30s because you gave him a contract before he even played a game. I think what ultimately happened with Tarik is that he priced himself out. Harris wasn't going to openly admit this, but I think as an organization, currently, this is not an organization that views themselves as one who's wants to give any player a $400 million deal to have him pitch into his late 30s, early 40s. I think they just view that as a bad business investment. Now, we can argue that back and forth, and we'll see ultimately what ends up happening. As far as the return, look, I talked about this ad nauseum. The Tigers, unfortunately, and the team is to blame for this, the year that they've had, didn't have a whole lot of leverage here because everyone knew, you're bringing in a Tarik Skubal who's a dynamic pitcher, who's at his best, maybe the best pitcher in the world, but it's for 60 games. And rental trades often don't get a ton back. I think for what it was, I actually quite like the haul. You get a top 25 prospect in Zaire Hope. You take on this project in River Ryan, who still has a very high ceiling, despite the fact that he's a prospect at his age. I mean, he's had a lot of injuries, and that is concerning. Maybe in the long run, he becomes a bullpen arm. Who knows? My initial reaction to the return was, all right, this is fine. But ultimately, and this is just how we judge these things, I'm not going to make any proper assessment on it until I see what these guys do or don't become. I mean, we liked the return for the Verlander trade at the time, right? And now we look back on it with disdain, rightfully so, because none of those guys ended up becoming the stars that, or even close to what Verlander was. So I look at it for the situation they were in with less than half a year of a really good pitcher. I said this is acceptable, but I'm also not going to be someone that's going to make a proper judgment on it until we see what kind of players these guys turn into.
Yeah, Chris, one quick question, Gordon here. I just wanted to ask you, kind of on the topic of Scott Boras. We have a couple of guys on this team currently that are still, in his agency, like Jackson Jobe, like Spencer Torkelson. How do you foresee the future with those guys going?
Well, this is a hard one to answer because, for one, and this is the big thing, I don't know what the CBA negotiations are going to look like in the offseason. Like, if there's a situation, and I don't think this is going to happen, but if there's a situation in which there is a salary cap, the impact of an agent like Scott Boras changes. I mean, because now guys aren't going to be getting paid Ohtani money. Now guys can't be allowed to get paid Juan Soto money. But under the assumption that there isn't that much of a change and that there isn't a salary cap in this sport, it makes things interesting. Now, look, you can't expect every one of your homegrown starters, even somebody as lauded as a Jackson Jobe, to turn into the kind of pitcher that Skubal has turned into. It's a bizarre conundrum, and it makes, admittedly, Scott Boras exceptional at his job because he's the one agent that you kind of worry about in these situations. And the fact is, if I was a major league player, I want Scott Boras as my agent because
I 1,000% agree.
Yeah, Tarek Skubal is going, regardless of what he said and the way this stuff was handled optically, the goal of Scott Boras is to get his players paid the most money. That happened with Scherzer, that happened with Juan Soto, and it's going to happen with Skubal this year. As far as what the future has, I mean, a lot of it depends on how these guys perform. I don't believe that you can, as an organization, and I this wasn't what you were implying, but be scared of potential negotiations because of who his agent is. This is a team game, and if it gets to a point where Jobe is pitching high level baseball and they want to try to offer him an extension and Boras says no, yeah, it's obviously disappointing, but it's something that other teams have had to deal with as well. I think that the Tigers are in a much different position than a Mets or the Dodgers or the Yankees, where they're probably not willing to offer out the kind of contracts that those teams are, but it's not necessarily something that I think you can be afraid of. But yes, I remember I tweeted out when Joe, shoved in his first outing against San Francisco, being like, "Oh man, he looks great," and people being like, "Guess who his agent is?" I'm like, okay, we might have to worry about this at some point. But it'll be something to pay attention to for sure.
Chris, before I ask you the last question, and thank you so much for joining us here at Woodward Tigers and giving us your time. Obviously, we know you got the post-game videos that you are phenomenal at, and everybody in Detroit loves the videos.
Thanks,
I mean, it was must-see TV, at all times. Shout out to Torkelson. Just misses one. Is it a 0-0 in the top of the second with one out? Chris, if you are Scott Harris and, going into this offseason, we know they need the bullpen help, but what are you doing to make this team a World Series contender legitimately in 2027, say that we are playing baseball? Chris, how do you build around Dylan Dingler, Max Clark, and this young core and Troy Melton, Jackson Jobe for that part? How do you build around those guys, and do you think you will build around those guys to make this team a World Series contender?
They're going to try to. And there's several guys that I think are potential, like McGonigal type extension candidates. I don't know necessarily who's going to get offered, who's going to sign something. I think that you have to look at your organization and say, hey, there is a lot that's going on right now that we need to continue doing in regards to our player development. We like the young core we have. We like the development of our bats. Our starting pitching has been, in terms of ERA, as good as anyone in the American League this season. This is stuff we're doing correctly. I think a big thing, whether it's in free agency, and that will be part of it, but this goes all the way down to the minor leagues as well. I think that there needs to be a shift in terms of their philosophy regarding the development of bullpen arms. I just don't think that there's enough swing and miss here. I don't think there's enough velo. And when it's just a 1 or 2 year thing, I can view it as an outlier, but it seems like this is an issue that's existed within the organization for quite a long time. And, I don't want to chalk it up to bad luck, but when you look at run differential, when you look at expected win losses, what has derailed this season is solely because of the bullpen, quite frankly. I mean, you're talking about a team that's 10 to 15 games better if you're able to hold some of these leads. So I think that there needs to be a philosophical change in regards to the kind of bullpen arms that they want to bring into this organization. There's a reason why they say that you can never have enough pitching. I think Scott Harris is going to abide by that philosophy. But in terms of the development of their position players and the development of the starters, I think there's a lot of things they're doing right. It doesn't make this season any less frustrating, though.
Yeah, shout out. I'm with you on every single step there. They got to figure out this bullpen, first and foremost, and
badly
truly build around the Kevin McGonigal's, the Max Clarks of the world. And before we get you out of here, last one for you. McGonigal, Murakami. Obviously, we know Murakami's crushing the ball for power. Is there a question who is Rookie of the Year?
McGonigal, I still believe, will win. I also, and this would probably open up another can of worms. To me, signing a guy internationally who's played professional baseball, that you shouldn't count as a rookie for that. That's just, to me, you've already been playing professional baseball for a long time. Like, a rookie to me is a guy who's playing his first year as a pro in this league, who's come up through the system. But whatever, that's beside the point. It will be McGonigal. I still suspect it will be. I think the peripheral numbers are too good. Murakami's had a wonderful, wonderful season, and the White Sox have been an incredible story. But we're talking about a guy potentially putting up a 6.5, maybe even close to 7 WAR in his first season. I think that's going to be undeniable this year. So I think McGonigal holds on and wins it, but we'll see.
Shout out to our guy, Chris Castellani. Chris, let everybody know where they can find you as well. I dropped the link to Big Play Detroit on YouTube, so make sure everybody in the chat, you go subscribe there. Chris, where else can people find you?
At Castellani 2014 on Twitter, at Chris Castellani on TikTok. We've been growing there for a while now. At Chris Castle 95 on Instagram. Now lately we've been having good fortune. I'm on Cameo as well, and a lot of people have enjoyed Thank you. A lot of people have enjoyed me picking their fantasy football draft order over the last few days. So obviously, we're in that kind of season. For people who want it, I do it the same way I do my post game videos. We put on the blazer. We do everything the same way that you like in the post game. So we like to have some fun with that. We put effort into that. So follow me on all those platforms. You can request cameos as well, and appreciate all the support, guys.
Shout out Chris Castellani. Hopefully we can get you on again before the end of the year while the Tigers are making a fantastic, hopefully magical run again. Make sure to check out Chris on Cameo as well. Chris, thank you so much for joining Woodward Tigers tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
Of course, guys. Have a great rest of your night.
Appreciate you.
Go Tigers.
That was Chris Castellani right there. And shout out the man. Great answers there. I loved the last one on the Kevin McGonigal Murakami Rookie of the Year.
Me too.
That was so great.
Gave me a little bit more optimism.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just phenomenal insights inside and out as always. And we are in the bottom of the second here in a 0-0 game. Troy Melton.
Quick. A lot of pop-ups. Pop-ups.
Max
this
Clark.
Has been like 8 or 9 pop-ups in the infield. This is kind of getting rid for both teams combined.
Yep. The right fielder had a hell of a catch on Max Clark. He got a late jump but was able to make a diving slide. Shout out to our guy, Chris Castellani. Definitely big time. Appreciate him. And for everybody just tapping in, we will also be joined by Tom the Mazaway tonight. We will be joined by Flannel Sam, and we're going to close the show with the Rogelio Castillo of Tigers Minor League Report.
I got a lot of things.
Motor City Metrics.
I'm excited to talk to these guys about, but Rogelio specifically. There's been some rumors about potentially extending or Sparky. Giving Max Clark the bag. So that's definitely something that I would like to talk to Rogelio about, and also. You know what? In the chat, by the way, guys, we want to talk to you guys too. We're here to, just watch this game together and hopefully see our Tigers prevail when they need it the most. And shout out Troy, Money, Melton, dicing it up. Or did he just let up a base runner?
I think he just walked him. So Troy Melton with a walk here, but bottom of the second, one out, one guy on first base. Shout out to everybody for tapping in with us tonight. Once again, we are Woodward Tigers. I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff, Detroit Tigers beat reporter for the network. My co-host, Gordon Jones Jr. of Woodward Tigers, breaking it down always on the post games and also behind the scenes. We got our guy, Jeff Walker, MVP of the night, cooking up the ones and twos. Jeff, I know you're cooking back there. Is there anything that you want to get off your chest that you found interessante about that interview? Anything that stood out to you or anything that you want to talk Tigers with? And shout out to you. Thank you for being here, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely missed a little bit of the portion of the interview there. Didn't get to hear the whole thing. But
cooking up back there.
Yeah, what
Appreciate
I would say
you.
is this, man. With
Scrape
the
it out of
Tigers,
pot when I cook it.
all I want to see is, can the young guys play? That's it. Can we see the future? Because this was the future we were promised. So now that the promise is coming to fruition, it's like now I just want to see, can these young guys go out and play baseball? Because we already know the bullpen's gonna wet the bed. We know these things are true. But can we see the young guys continue to play good baseball? Because moving forward, that is who you're building this team around, this organization around. So that's going to be most important moving forward is the young guys. And, hey, I'm all for a Max Clark extension. Get it while he's young.
Yeah.
Get it while it's hot. Right on the press.
Yep.
Give him the same contract Kev got. Call it a day. That's it.
I don't know if I'm giving him that Kevin contract
It's going
yet.
to be similar.
cheap.
I think
It's
if you
cheap.
give him the
Let's be
8-year,
honest, it's
what
cheap.
was it, $120 million, about $15 a year, what would you think about that?
I mean,
cheap,
I'm down to give him whatever as long as he's here on the Kevin McGonigal timeline. At the end of the day, I truly believe that they can win a World Series together. They just have to build this thing. And with Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark, the way that they are able to control the zone, what Scott Harris has preached from day one, his 2 first-round picks and his first 2 picks ever in the Detroit Tigers organization both do that. So super exciting. We're looking at a 1-2 count here on Collins as Troy Melton has a runner on first. Fastball high, able to catch up to it. 98 up and out. He fouls it off. Troy Melton with 27 pitches so far tonight. Tigers bats, I'd like to see Troy pitch with a lead. One thing that he did not do against the Chicago White Sox as after he gave up a few runs. It looks like the Tigers were battling back, and 1-2 count here on Collins as he gets the cutter inside. Oh, no, and it's over the head of the first baseman. Malgiri waits for it as he's able to kick over to first and third here. What a bounce.
Runners
oh, my Lord.
on the corners, 2 outs and 2 on for the Tigers right now. A little bit of a sticky situation. You got ducks on the pond, but I still believe. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's
Chopper over the head?
I really do not like how Malgiri played that ball. Waiting for it to get to you.
I think he was getting to third no matter what, so
But
I
it's
don't
like-
hate it.
Yeah,
But
like that. If you get it's all about habit. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be
waiting for it.
and then that happens, and then you have someone like, Max Clark speed on the base, and that's a run. Like you know what I mean? Like you can't if Bobby Witt, that's a run. You know what I mean? Like you got to be careful playing that type of ball in the outfield. Can't wait for it to come to you, especially when it was slow roller like that. Charge the ball.
you definitely have to be a little bit careful as it's a 1-0 count on Isabel here, and this is it, fellas. You cannot give up a big inning. 1-0 count, first and third. Troy Melton fires, delivers, fastball high. Max Clark is
middle.
on a read, runs back, tracks it down. Max Clark, that's the spark you need there,
Safe
Gordo.
hands, baby, safe hands.
Yep.
Safe.
Takes us out of the end of the second here and into the third. Gets Money Melton out of the jam, just like I thought we would.
Let's
So
go.
Shout out. Did not announcer jinx. Let's go.
Thank God, as we have our guy Chris Bean here that I want to get
Beanie.
into the show here. And shout out to the Woodward Tigers chat before we get to Chris Bean. Make sure you guys subscribe to Woodward Tigers. We're on our road to 9,000 subscribers. Make sure to get your super chats in. They will be read out loud as I'm going back before we get to Chris here. Got some super chats in here. I ain't say that. Got the... Oh, computer crashing out.
I got Michigan Go Blue with the super chat in there.
Yep. All right. There we go. I got that one first. Got my wisdom teeth pulled today. No solid food for 5 to 7 days. Pray for me. Shout out Michigan Go Blue with the $5 super
That
chat.
is tough.
I have never gotten my wisdom teeth out. Gordon, have you?
No, but it's gonna come soon, guys. I might have to take a few days off here in the near future to get my wisdom teeth removed.
I think there's some conspiracy theorists that think wisdom teeth, when you get them pulled, there's like something behind it. Not sure exactly what it is, but shout out to Michigan Go Blue. Only a couple weeks away from seeing Bryce Underwood and the Michigan Wolverines. Don't want to clear everybody out of here. Shout out to all the Spartan fans out there as well. Shout out to all the Spartan fans out there.
Come on, baby.
Shout out
Poverty.
No, Michigan ain't poverty. I'll promise you that. We got I Ain't Say That with Got the Brews, Got the Fellas, Got That Friday Feel. Shout out I Ain't Say That. We are kicking your weekend off right here on Woodward Tigers. And we have our guy we are kicking to, Chris Bean. Chris, how are you feeling right now about the state of the Tigers? And is there anything that Castellani was talking about that really stood out to you?
Right now, it's the bullpen's a problem. I would
sound a little depressed while you're saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I'm with you.
Any news here, but
I'm with you.
The young guys, right?
Yeah.
Have played an integral part. Why not put Ty Madden in the closer spot? Fuck around and find.
I like it. All right, we're getting outside the box.
I don't hate it. To push back on you, I think he's a little bit more valuable as a mid relief because he can go a couple of innings. But I do understand our closing situation is dire right now.
You might as well see what he has. Brisky's hurt. Who knows when he's coming back? I mean, shoot, give Holton a chance to close out. Give Butterbean more opportunities. But
shout out Butterbean, yeah.
Shout out.
As Javi grounds one over to shortstop. One out in the third.
Yeah, I'm liking the swings. That was probably the worst swing right there from the Tigers. But first go around, a lot of unluck right there. They hit it a couple of deep fly balls, and then Clark hit it hard too to end the inning. So keep getting good swings, and they'll get to Cameron. Cameron, like you said, Nick, he's been hot. But if you keep your approach, I think they'll be fine. They'll be able to get to him. And Money Melton ain't going to give up too many runs.
Let's hope so. And shout out to everybody in the chat joining us tonight, whether you're a Michigan or a State fan. We appreciate you here at Woodward Tigers. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. So appreciate you guys tapping in. We're going to be joined by Tom the Mazaway, Sam Flannel, and our guy Rogelio Castillo to close it down for us. Never blows a save. Shout out to Raj for joining us later tonight.
Shout out.
And shout out to Gleyber Torres as we look at a 2-1 count here for the Detroit Tigers. Fellas, like I said earlier, it's paramount to get the lead in this game. You need some positive momentum after what happened against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gordo, how do they have to do it?
Well, I'm already slightly disappointed. We've already been through the order one time, and all we have to show for it is a single base hit. Shout out McGonigal, but yeah, like I've said earlier, right? You got to take advantage of weaker starting pitching, and I know, like you said, Cameron, he's had a couple of good games lately, but he's not a world beater. And as Gleyber Torres flies out into center right field for out number 2, Isabel storms in to make the catch there, and just another quick fly out for the Detroit Tigers. I mean, this game is going by relatively quickly. I don't think it's going to go by quite as fast as the previous game, Game 3 in Pittsburgh. That game flew by. That was one of the craziest things that I've seen. But here's Hao-Yu Lee coming up to plate, and something that I saw that was pretty cool. Multiple guys on the team getting the custom cleats. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did for tonight's game.
Yeah, I love when they're able to do stuff like that.
Show some personality. I think it's awesome. Shout out Hao-Yu Lee.
Huge shout out to Hao-Yu Lee, and also huge shout out to Sean Belizean, who is going to be having a cookout tomorrow. He just posted a couple of pictures of the the pork butt and the short ribs going into the smoker. So guys, I'm pretty damn excited for that.
Bro, dude's about to have a bunch of savages at his door in the morning.
Shout out Hao-Yu Lee getting the job done base knock to left field. Great job by Hao-Yu Lee staying with that pitch. Top of the third, man on first. Hao-Yu Lee Love to see it. This bat's been heating up like crazy. Change up, stays middle. He's able to drive it through the third baseman on the dive and Bobby Witt Jr. This is how you get it going. Little 2-run rally right here. How you Lee getting dapped up by Pasquantino there at first base. Gets the lefty-on-lefty matchup for McGonigal, who's one-on-one, was able to send a flare. Oh, way to lay off.
Yeah, I mean, every single time you watch Kevin McGonigal go to work in the, over the plate, it's a thing of beauty, man. I mean, pitches that, like somebody like me, I'm looking at like, oh, that might be in the zone. And then, it breaks off just last second and he still doesn't swing at it. I mean, this guy has a fantastic eye, but he's definitely going to have to put that to good use because the Detroit Tigers, this is from Tigers data on Twitter, 5 of the first 7 Tigers batters have only seen 2 or less pitches. So that's why, this game has felt like it's going by so quickly. I think Cameron's doing a good job of, getting the soft contact and working a lot of these off-speed pitches into high fly balls. And it's just right now the Tigers haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah, they haven't. 2-0 count, though, as, he's spraying it right now. 3-0 count to McGonigal. Fellas, we going green light here?
Oh, yeah. I think you got to go green light here. I know it's 2 outs and you only got 1 on, but this is a situation where, if you can score right here, you even get one guy home. In a game like this, this could be all the momentum shifting in your favor. 3-0 pitch right in the middle. 4-seamer, I mean, that was like belt high. That doesn't get too much more middle than that. Cameron worked up to only 38 pitches so far in the top of the third, so he's still going strong.
3-1 on Kevin McGonigal. Sees it in 2 back-to-back, Gordo.
Yeah.
That's why you swing 3-0. I mean, he threw the cutter on the second one, but, I mean, you're trying to get the guy into scoring position on obviously walking there, but lefty on lefty, I know it's a tough ask, but, man, Kevin McGonigal sees that 1-3-0. I'm giving McGonigal the green light every day of the week, fellas. I trust this dude's bat. 3-2, now battling lefty on lefty in the matchup. 3-2.
Kevin McGonigal low, fouled that one right back off into the dugout. Fighting him off here, right? One of the few guys on this, batting lineup that can consistently work counts and always has a fantastic plate approach. So, hopefully when you get to, guys like Torres, guys like McGonigal, guys like Max Clark, run this pitch count up a little bit.
3-2 count here on McGonigal, left on left.
Payoff pitch. Fouled away yet again.
Cutter low and away. McGonigal able to foul it off as we are looking for McGonigal to do damage here and give Troy Money Melton a lead to work with. But he's battling right now against Cameron, left on left.
And we're looking at this pitch sequence here, right? I mean, he's mixing in the slider and the cutter, and he's not even, blowing anybody away with that 4-seamer, but he's placing all of his pitches pretty well. And, he's got good movement on the cutter. Like, he's doing just enough to fool these Tigers hitters, and it's frustrating.
Shout out to Duncan Stewart. Lee can hit.
He sure
Shout
can.
out. As we got Kevin McGonigal, 3-2 count, top of the third, setting up outside. They leave it over the middle on a 4-seamer. Kev is fouled 3 down the middle.
Go get him, Kev. Go get him. I mean, listen, I love this at bat. This is exactly kind of what I was talking about, right? Like, you just got to continue to fight this guy off. And one of those pitches, there's a chance it's going to go your way. If he lays another, 4-seamer middle, you got to get a barrel on that. Got to get the sweet spot. And as McGonigal takes a little bit of a reprieve here.
Shout out to Greg Thomas. Not sure what you mean, but appreciate you being in here. Shout out to everybody being in here. And Kevin McGonigal, 3-2 count. Gordo, I don't love the at-bat because when they make mistakes like that, you got to take advantage. As much as I know and love Kevin McGonigal, if he's 3-2.
Gets underneath it and pops it into center left field into the glove.
That's why
I think that was Lofton. Yeah.
That's why I hate it, because he dips the shoulder on that one. 3-2 count, ready to battle when he's ahead in the count. 3-0 or 3-1. He saw a couple pitches right down the middle that you want to see him tee off on, and he crushes the ball on the road compared to at home, but just not awesome to see. McGonigal miss a couple over the middle of the plate, and we got so high expectations, but that's what it takes. All the pressure on him in the world, I don't think he misses those pitches if the other stars are playing like stars in the lineup. Riley Green, albeit being hurt, Dylan Dingler being back. What do you think, though, Jeff, back there?
I mean, obviously, I would have loved for him to take advantage of a fastball that went middle, but, I mean, I understand the approach of just dude spraying it. You know he's going to give you something, but then, of course, wanting to at least, try to get on base to, keep this inning alive. But, I mean, take advantage of a fastball middle.
You have to.
Kevin McGonigal, you have the green light always. That's what you have to have, and that's what I feel like Kevin McGonigal has to, him and Max Clark both, they have to adopt this approach of I'm the man, and literally, like, this is, like, they have to have that Cade Cunningham-esque aura to them. Where it's
I know
just
who
like,
I am. You can't fuck with me.
This is literally my game, and I'm going to play my game, and that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you have to have. Like, if you're going to be a superstar, especially playing in Detroit, we need you to be that type of guy.
Have to be. And this Detroit Tigers team needs one or two guys like that. I think we already have one of those guys in Troy Melton, who tonight not looking too bad. I mean, they're showing right now, just comparing his cutter between left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching, and both ways quite effective. I mean, letting up a little bit of contact, but overall, man, like, he's solid against both-handed pitchers or both-handed hitters, and is able to use a lot of this, his off speed to a very good extent.
Drops a nasty curveball there, and he fouls it off Jensen as we are into the bottom of the third. McGonigal missed that one middle. It is what it is. We're not going to harp on it, but I'm sick of Baez and Dingler right now, and Torque is back to his shitty ways, says Thomas Rojo. Damn, Thomas, tell me how you really feel. Javi Baez.
He started on.
Hey, you wanna pull up averages, hitting average with runners in scoring position, because you probably aren't going to be thrilled to see the Spencer Torkelson at the top of that list.
Shout out, and we have everybody joining us. We appreciate you. Just a Fan, Greg. We got Belgians Fury. That is hilarious. The Away Fan, oh, let's go. Flannel fucking rules. We are waiting on word of when Flannel and Tom the Mazaway will be joining us as Bobby Witt Jr. almost gets hit by a sinker inside. I like to back him up there, but I do not like Bobby getting ahead in the count 1-0. Obviously, you have to be careful with Bobby Witt Jr. He's been hurt a little bit this year, but 16 bombs, 48 RBIs, 827 OPS. You don't want to see Kevin McGonigal have the career path of a Bobby Witt in a sense of team success. They made it to the playoffs once, and they haven't been back since. And Bobby Witt Jr. has not gotten the help around him at every turn. I need to see Scott Harris truly build around Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark. The way Bobby Witt hasn't gotten the help in Kansas City. So I think that's the biggest outlier to this game that I definitely want to hit on is we need to build around McGonigal. And I will say we have more moolah than the Kansas City Royals. And Chris Ilitch better not be scared to spend it.
And you have a better farm system.
You
have a better farm system.
Nick, I want to touch on that a little bit because we saw the KC Royals actually win a World Series in our lifetimes. And
with the slider, and Troy Melton strikes out Bobby Witt Jr. Flaring at that slider away, keeping him off balance. Great to see. Was it a cutter? Was it a slider? It was the slide piece, had more bend than he thought. Back to back. I thought
that vertical drop is disgusting.
Bobby Witt thought it was going to be a cutter and catch up to it. It was the slider, and he wasn't able to as Jack Caglione takes the batter's box for the Kansas City Royals, and he leaves one corner, middle. Max Clark back onto the warning track, makes the catch. Thank God, fellas. I was a little worried. Woo! I thought he had that one.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Caglione, he's a lethal hitter, but
quick inning for Troy.
Yeah, you got to have that.
This is something that I feel like with the Tigers, you want to see Troy Melton and both Jackson Jobe do is pump the strike zone. Like, when I look at when they've gotten themselves in trouble in a starting pitcher spot is when they end up missing the spot and end up drawing a lot of walks or just going into really deep, heavy counts. Like, it's a recipe for disaster with their play so far and what you've seen. Like, when you see them have success, you see Jackson Jobe and Troy Melton pumping the strike zone.
Yeah.
What do you see today? You see Troy Melton pumping the strike zone, hitting the exact spots, hitting those corners. Like, you just seen the slider, it hit the corner on the previous pitch. He
Yeah,
gave him
he's
another
placed
one
them really well.
He gave him another one that just dropped a little bit farther down to the left, and he swung and missed. Like if you can pound the strike zone, more than often than not, when you do throw the occasional pitch that does go out of the zone, they're gonna swing at it because they think that you're pumping the zone.
Yeah, and the cutter, he's still working to control that better. Like I think through the first two, didn't have the best control of that, but was still getting consistently getting soft contact. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is that slider, man. Like you combine that slider and like you're saying, you're not afraid to pump that fastball right down the middle.
Sometimes I get frustrated when I watch Jackson Jobe, and I'm like, bro could have probably like 6-7 strikeouts right now.
He's
missing the target. It's like,
yeah, and that's just something with a young hitter or a young pitcher.
Hit that thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I listen, Jackson Jobe, is one of the guys that I'm probably the most confident about on this Detroit Tigers team, because I know for a fact that Jackson Jobe, he already has such a. I've seen the placement before, and I've seen him get the swing and the miss.
He's working himself back.
Yeah, for sure. But I think he's balancing a lot of things right now. We got to realize he's had 15, 16 MLB starts on the mound.
Oh, Dylan Dingler, good swing, rips it foul, no surprise.
Yeah, and 0-1 count to start the top of the fourth for the Detroit Tigers. Dingler up 0 for 1 on the day. Hefe, what's up?
Let me ask you boys a question, man.
Yeah.
How confident are you feeling in a rotation next year that will include Jackson Jobe,
in tight on Dylan Dingler, he flares to left field.
Troy Melton,
Damn.
Reese Olson coming back.
Yeah, who are you?
Along with Kiter Montero.
Start that one up real quick, Jeff. Who you got?
So you got, how are you going to feel about this rotation moving forward when you're going to have Troy Melton, Jackson Jobe, Reese Olson, and then Kiter Montero and whoever else is
Valdez.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, address me, the elephant in the room, address me.
I hate that guy, man. That guy. I hate the strong word. I dislike the hot-headedness of him, and I feel like that gets him in a lot of trouble. It's like, as a pitcher, you want to be cool, calm, collected on the mound.
Yeah, no doubt.
That is definitely not it.
I'm feeling good throwing River Ryan in there as well.
Interesting.
That's where I'm at with that rotation. Because all of them are injury-prone.
Yeah.
Troy Melton dealt with an injury earlier this year. Nasty changeup at the top of the zone to Valencia. Holy moly. Dylan Dingler flew out to left field.
Valencia's getting
I'm ringing the bell. I'm ringing the bell right now.
Ding, 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 ding.
We need Ding Dong. We need Dylan Dingler to wake up. Bad.
You ain't kidding.
Like, desperately bad. Like, this is it. Oh my Lord.
God.
Valencia.
Not the same changeup, but
Valencia swings at a changeup that was Javi territory on the outside to a right-handed pitcher, or to a right-handed hitter. That was bad.
And that's
now, lefty on righty. Spencer, nobody's on base. Come on. We could use one of your staples. They go to a solo home run. Come on. Spencer Torkelson right now.
Torque bomb.
726 OPS. Top of the fourth. Oh, and a curveball. Middle was sitting fastball, it looked like. But
Oh, my goodness.
I know that one started to look like
everybody in the chat,
chicken.
we got 60 people joining us. We appreciate you guys watching. This is Woodward Tigers live stream tonight, 64. We got people flooding in. We appreciate you guys tapping in.
Shout out.
I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff, Detroit Tigers beat reporter for the network. We got our guy, Gordon Jones Jr., our Kevin McGonigal. We got Jeff Walker breaking it down. And if you want to see more of Jeff, make sure to tap into some of those Piston post games. He's going to get a lot more involved with that, and make sure to check him out every Sunday morning. Jeff, what time are you guys going live?
We're going live at 8 a.m. Bright and
Bright
early
and
on
early.
Sunday
Every
morning.
Sunday.
Every
Every Sunday.
Sunday
Talking
morning.
Lions. Oh! And he got to the left corner.
Foul.
Torkelson hit it off.
You got to be kidding me.
Torkelson hits
Torkelson had it.
towering fly ball
To deep left.
just left of the foul ball pole. And, you hate to see that, right? Like, and this is something that I've noticed a lot. Like, there's so many hard-hit balls for the Detroit Tigers bats, and so little luck, so little of them actually finding their way out of the park.
Yeah.
It's been very frustrating.
Finding a gap.
Yeah, finding anything. It's been right to everybody.
Seriously.
Spencer Torkelson seeing him well, though, almost took him deep there. He walked in his first plate appearance. Noah Cameron, the the lefty, with 53 pitches. This will be his 54th. Spencer Torkelson looking to do damage. 2-2 count. Sees it up. Curveball high. I mean, Torque's eye has been a lot better this year, too, fellas. It looks like he's developing finally.
I think it happened like halfway through the year, too.
Yeah.
Because early on in the year, he was on pace to destroy Riley Green's strikeout record. Now,
Fouls off a tough changeup.
3-2 count. We'll see what the Torque can do. And but now, like, I've liked his approach a lot more. He's taking a decent amount of walks.
Yep.
And we're not seeing him extend, way into the other batter's box for, pitches away.
3-2 from Cameron as Spencer Torkelson sees a cutter on the outside, and it doesn't catch the edge. What an eye from Spencer Torkelson. Hey, can I get a little 2-out rally here, boys?
Come on, baby.
What a take by Torkelson. I just talked about that eye coming up a little bit. I mean,
that was fantastic.
Good.
Literally, we were just talking about how good his eye is. And normally that you don't get a reverse announcer jinx, but that's what we got right there. Love to see it.
Ben Malgiri here to crush lefties. Sees a changeup. Nasty pitch by Cameron there. Ben Malgiri was looking to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead. Instead, just a swing and a miss there from Ben Malgiri. But here we go. 0-1 count. 8 seconds on the pitch clock. Comes in. Cutter high. 1-1 count. Ben Malgiri is a guy that we all wanted to see because we were done with the How You Lee experiment. Malgiri's looked pretty good at
The
spots.
How You Lee experiment.
Excuse me.
Hey, put some respect
Oh,
on my
all right, here we go. 1-1
right?
count. We'll get to that in a sec. Ben Malgiri looks at another changeup high. Excuse me,
Might be
Jahmai
starting to lose
Jones,
okay.
the righty hitter against a lefty pitcher. Excuse me.
wrong
We got
agent.
Ben Malgiri. Ben Malgiri at the plate. 2-1 count on the Detroit Tigers right fielder tonight. Spencer Torkelson at first base. 2-1 count. Malgiri takes a half cut, and he went. That's a massive half cut there.
Do you think that have you guys seen the way that in the minor leagues they're able to challenge check swings?
I haven't seen it too much, to be honest, but 2-2 count here on Ben Malgiri, as that's a big pitch right there that he just swung at. 3-1, 2-2.
For sure.
They might go back to that changeup. They lays off that curveball.
That was a good eye right there, because that curveball had a lot of break, like across the zone. So for him to just stay put, that's a solid take for sure.
Just a Fan says Torque has become patient. Hopefully Torque can get home here. 3-2 pitch to Ben Malgiri.
1 on, 2 out.
Oh, and he walks some back-to-back walks, and he throws the bat down. Okay, Ben.
I see.
I like it, throwing the bat down after a little bit of walk. We got guys
Here we
on
go.
first and second here now as
Sparky comes up to the dish.
Come on, we got Spark coming up with guys on first and second. They are going out to talk to the pitcher right now. Jensen is out to talk to Cameron. They are talking about how they want to attack Max Clark. Last time up, they made a sliding catch in right center field. Excuse me.
And yeah, like Cameron right now.
Fuck you laughing at, Jeff. Shut your ass up.
Cameron right now maybe potentially starting to lose a little bit of control on that cutter and
Shout out
that
to our guy
changeup.
Chris Bean popping in as well. We got runners on first and second. Max Clark steps up. 0-1 on the day. He's a sinker.
I like it.
Like staying off of it?
It was low outside. Maybe you get a better pitch.
Yeah,
seen
that
Clark-
sinker probably hit into the soft ground ball. Like
You've seen
fine,
Clark
fair
take
enough.
that pitch the other way.
Yeah, but
Time from the hitter. Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, don't
it's a
get me
tough
wrong.
pitch to hit.
Yeah,
Left
it
on
is.
left, outside, low.
As we got Max Clark here, 0-1. Shout out to everybody in the chat joining us. 0-1 count, Max Clark. Runners on first and second. Fires in.
Nope.
Clark.
Found out where Cameron keeps the sticky stuff, right on his belt. You see him going right over to the side there. Right during
I
his
like
windup.
that eye, Gordo. Hell of an eye there.
Yeah.
That's a slider you got to light off there. That's a tough lefty-on-lefty matchup for the rookie Max Clark. But that ball, you're not doing anything with it. And not having 2 strikes on you already, want to see Max lay off that one. But tough 0-2, you got to battle now. Max Clark does lay off the slider. This time going to be a 1-2 count on the rookie. Fellas, Max Clark, do you guys think he comes up here and succeeds?
Yes. I am calling it now. It's going to be a double down left field line.
1 RBI or 2?
Max Clark hits this to the right side, fouls it off.
I was close. Two.
2 RBIs. Ben Malgiri does have some pretty good speed.
Some decent burst.
Gordo, what are you projecting here? 1-2 count on Spark.
I think a grounder right up the middle and error on the second baseman trickles into the center field, and we get one home.
Okay. Turn his mic off.
I think it's going to be a single to right field, and Spencer Torkelson gets thrown out at home. Nope, and he grounds
Routine
out
play
to the
to
first baseman.
Son of a
See,
gun.
because he didn't hit it down the left field line like I suggested, and that's why it wasn't a hit.
Man,
fair
all
enough.
right. Detroit Tigers threaten with back-to-back walks. Spark Max Clark, the Tigers' top prospect as of this moment, before he graduates into or out of prospect status, grounds out to the first baseman. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie, that one hurts a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That was another chance that you had to take control of this game. You had 2 on, and one of your better bats up at the dish, and you simply put, you didn't execute.
Yep.
And you had the opportunities, but you didn't. And right now, I'm seeing guys like Eduardo Valencia. I definitely don't mean to pick on him because he's been awesome for us this year.
Yep.
And guys like Ben Malgiri, they're, if it weren't for a little bit of the lack of control towards the end on Cameron's part, like, it's clear what they're doing. They're just pitching away from these guys and, hoping that the off speed, the movement is enough to fool these young hitters. And for a lot of this season, and for a lot of these different starting pitchers, that has worked, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
These guys you got to keep fighting. We got to keep having at bats like we saw from Kevin McGonigal previously, and you wear him out, and then hopefully get to the pen and get some guys that are going to start throwing some strikes.
Shout out to KJ Obey. Shout out to Thomas Roro. This team has no clutch gene. I mean, Thomas, I think I'm with you. This is kind of like what we've been seeing the last couple weeks, or at least the last week, with losing to the White Sox and losing to the Pirates. It reminds me, it's ever so reminiscent of last year's team in the playoffs, and when shit gets tough. And when things got really tough, they didn't have that clutch gene, and you're seeing it now more than ever right now with Dylan Dingler being a shell of his former self of earlier in the season when he was an MVP candidate, and not having back-to-back all-star Riley Green and Javier Baez slumping once again. And it's just one of those teams, as there's a ground ball to shortstop and they're able to get it to the first baseman, get Salvador Perez out, always a big out to get. It's reminiscent of last year when everything was on the line and you failed miserably in that 7-hour game, it felt like. And that's what I'm seeing night in and night out from this Detroit Tiger team in this stretch where they've lost 5 of 6, Gordo.
Yeah, the biggest thing is it just feels like they don't have the guys to put them over the edge. And going into our beginning expectations of this season was that you do have the guys, enough bodies in here to put you over the edge. You did think that if you were to call up a Max Clark or any of these other rookies that we called up halfway through the year, and we didn't have that month of May, that things would be going great, and we would have our run in 2024 where we had guys like Wenzel Perez and Jahmai Jones and Andy Ibanez who were coming off the bench and lighting it up and doing what it took in
fly ball
at-bats.
deep right field. My bad.
You're good.
Yep.
Hey,
clutch at bats
for sure. And you don't have that right now. You simply put, you don't have that. And I got to be honest though, you take away 2 all-stars from any team when they're in the middle of a playoff push, and see what happens to them. Because that's what's just happened to these Detroit Tigers with the Dylan Dingler turned into Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm sorry, but he's been gone.
Yeah.
He has been absent. Dad left to get the milk, and he's not coming back right now. The Dylan Dingler is just listen, dude, he's been gone. And Riley Green, obviously he's hurt right now, and people, make fun of him and the way he runs and all of that. You guys can say what you will, but you're seeing firsthand how these Detroit bats look without insulation from guys like Riley Green.
Spencer Torkelson gets a rocket from Pasquantino, unable to hand it. He's going for second. Malgiri fires. McGonigal tags. Pasquantino gets in there, and we talk about the hustle of Malgeri's got to be in there faster as the fucking Sasquatch, sorry for the F-bomb, comes out there. Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Nick, did I call it?
Spencer Torkelson make the play, and we got...
Yeah, you have to make that. There's
He
literally
goes
zero
off to the
excuse.
side. He goes off to the
Get
side.
of the ball, Nick.
Let me ask a quick question.
Get that chest in front of it. They got the goddamn Sasquatch strutting all over.
That's so funny.
Just
I
so
can't be
disappointed.
mad. It's so funny.
Yes, you can be mad because this is a must-win
I
game
know.
for the Tigers.
I know.
Pasquantino gets on. You got Loft in here. All they need is a single. Jesus Christ. That's terrible. I need better hustle from Malgeri there, Jeff.
called it.
And I also need Spencer Torkelson to get his chest in front of that ball like this is a must-win game, Spencer, because it is. Hell of a pitch. He
Ooh,
swung.
nice.
And that's something that I feel like this whole team does very bad at. Is
Hustle?
Staying in front of the ball, getting your chest square to the ball. They're always trying to, swoop it from the side. Like, you have to play fundamental baseball.
Yeah, stop watching Javi. Javi is Javi. You can't
don't
replicate
watch
Javi.
someone that is an actual demon and god in the infield. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Ooh, okay. There you go, Melton.
Let's go. Melton
Fielder's
playing his
choice to
position.
first.
play better than Torque. Dang.
I like how he stared down the runner at second, too. That's good
Yup.
baseball.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, Chris. Great point there. He almost caught that ball. Nobody on base probably would have gone there. But, yeah, great job by Troy Melton to field his position, get the big out there. 47 pitches. If he's able to get a quick out here, boys, this looks like one of Troy's classic Troy Melton starts. And that's so great to see after what happened in Chicago.
Finding yourself out of trouble.
Yep, what happened at home against Chicago. But I still will say Jake Rogers is a flat-out special agent who they hired to completely take over that
good,
series.
two-faced,
Yeah.
conniving, lying, cheating.
Yes.
Dude did nothing for us and wants to go over there and help the other team.
That's exactly what happened. Is Massey is looking at a 1-0 here.
Swing and a miss on the changeup.
Nasty change up there by Troy
Love
Melton.
that.
And shout out to everybody in the chat joining us. This is Woodward Tigers. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Tigers. We are on our road to 9,000 subscribers. Share the stream with all your buddies. We got Troy Melton. 1-1 count here, bottom of the fourth.
Another one.
Do you throw him a third because he is not seeing that pitch right now?
Big balls.
I would either throw him a third or you know what I'm doing?
Heat right down the middle.
High fastball.
Yep.
Ooh,
Up and
hi
in.
cheese.
Up
I
and in.
love
Chris,
that
Chris,
too.
what are you doing?
Yep, up and in or throw it again.
We got Scott Harris and AJ should be blaze
Okay.
off
Do
of
it
the
again.
changeup.
Yeah, you
That
tried.
one, that one didn't look as good as that.
Yeah, I didn't have the movement on that one at all.
Don't hate it though with only one ball.
Yeah.
He didn't
Don't
want
hate
to
it.
throw it near the zone
Yup.
because if you throw it 3 times in the same spot, he's going to catch it up to it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And Massey worked up to a 2-2 count. Melton waving off or shaking his head to 3 different decisions from Dingler there. 2-2 count. That one high and on basically the wrists of Massey there. Fouls it away. Still 2-2.
Shout out to Troy Melton. Biggest pitch of the game right here. 2-2 count in a must-win game. You got to keep Pasquantino away from home plate. Massey looking at a 2-2. Troy Melton. Fastball down the middle. Up the middle. Oh, and it hits up McGonigal's foot. Pasquantino coming around third. He's going to score, and you just can't have it. Bottom of the fourth, Kansas City Royals take a 1-0 lead. Spencer Torkelson sees one. lays it, doesn't get his body in front of it. This one was a rocket up the middle, and Kevin McGonigal gets crossed up, and this one goes off of his foot right over the base, and it hits him. Looks like his lower leg bounces into left field. It did not look like it hit the bag, and Pasquantino, who took an extra base, it one hopped up, it hit his glove, it looked like. Kevin McGonigal, who's been so solid all year with a big-time error, he's got his hand shaking his head, scratching his head. Fucking black and white strobe lights light up Kauffman Field at, god damn it, Kansas City. 1-0. Casey leads. I mean, when it rains, it pours, fellas. When it rains, it pours. Unbelievable bad defense by this team.
2 errors and 3 at-bats, and that's all I really need to say right? I mean, listen, this team, we've seen them struggle in the infield defense, but not particularly from our guy Kevin McGonigal. We've seen a couple of rookie mishaps, but not usually in a moment as important as this. So, yeah, you really hate to see that. Right now I'm trying to pull up the Tigers record this season with 2+ errors, so I'll get that stat for you guys here in a minute. And, yeah, that one just hit straight at Melton, bounces off the foot of McGonigal, trickles into shallow center left field. Melton, 0-1 pitch away to Collins. 1 on, 2 out for the Detroit Tigers. Down 1-0 in Kansas City.
Just a devastating blow. I mean, back to like 2 errors. Like this team, it's why we're going live tonight. It's because it's the biggest game, and we wanted to see how this Tiger team would respond, especially with Troy Melton on the mound, pitching a gem, albeit, and your team doesn't help out your ace.
Why is he challenging?
Dylan Dingler's even out of it when he's challenging right now.
Dude, he's lost.
2-1 count.
He's so lost right now,
This
dude.
team
What is
completely
happening with
in
him,
their own
man?
head right now.
In their own head, indeed, Chris.
You know, if anybody, like I've said this before, right? Like it looks sometimes like these Detroit Tigers wake up and forget to take their Adderall. If anybody forgot to take their Adderall, that's freaking Dylan Dingler, man. And
let's
Collins chops that one up into foul territory, left field. How you Lee chasing after it and cannot get the catch. God damn.
That's a tough play.
And that is a tough play, but you got your glove right underneath it and you like swiped it out. Like let's see this replay.
Gordon.
Listen, I'm not killing him for this, but you're there.
I think it shouldn't even been his ball. It would have been Javi's ball.
But you're there.
There's just no chance of making that play.
That's a play big leaguers need to make. 100%.
Yeah, no doubt.
What?
Yeah.
Who you think you got over there at third base?
Keep your eye.
Did you see his reaction? He was pissed.
Yeah, keep your eye on VMix, Jeff. I just sent it over to one of our special guests, but
Tigers are 1-5 this season when committing 2 or plus errors.
I ain't gonna lie. We got to chill out a little bit. That wasn't how you least fall.
That
was just a.
I mean, it's a
ball
tough play to make, but 2-2
We
as they ground it
fucking
to
needed it
second
right now.
base. We'll see. Gleyber Torres sure-handed. I wish both balls would have got hit to him, but Spencer Torkelson.
known defensively. So
No,
it's like,
Spencer Torkelson, big-time error led to a 2 bases from Vinny Pasquantino, and we also had Kevin McGonigal getting tripped up at shortstop with that ball up the middle, led to the run for Pasquantino as the Detroit Tigers find themselves down 1-0 to the Kansas City Royals in what is a must-win game to try to get the momentum. Do we have that clip from Chris?
Yep, I just dropped it in.
Thank you. If you want to airdrop it to me, that would be phenomenal. Thank you, Chris. We're doing it all on the fly here.
No worries.
I appreciate
Did you guys break the Montero news yet?
No, I don't know.
Tigers are giving right-hander Kader Montero extra rest after struggling to recover from last start. That was broke 30 minutes ago.
Interesting.
a bullpen day.
Chris, don't smile like that while breaking the news. Don't do that.
Hey, I was smiling at your reaction.
It's a bullpen day. Oh.
Yeah, so
Jeff, why the fuck are you laughing like that, dude?
It's gonna be a Tyler Holton start with followed by
Madden will
Ty
get some
Madden.
extra.
Ty Madden.
you know what? I don't hate
He's
that.
probably going 4.
Listen, honestly, with where you're at right now, if I got a Drew Anderson start and a
right,
Ty
Drew
Madden in
Anderson starter.
relief, and you throw in Tyler Holton in there, you can live with that. You can live with that. Like, in all honesty, I know like Drew Anderson hasn't been the greatest, but if you look at pitchers that have been put into his role as a bridge pitcher, as well as just kind of being put everywhere,
He's been better as a starter than he is as a actual reliever.
yeah, and that's more so when he's allowed to come into the game. He's not already in a high leverage situation. He can start with these batters fresh and really get his pitch mix working. But yeah, I mean, obviously that sucks to see Kader Montero being given the day of rest, especially when you need him. But I think it's probably for the best.
Hey Nick, I got a question for you.
What?
You think in 1960 they were throwing 100-mile heat?
Maybe a couple tall, lanky lefties.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about that one. I got to be completely honest. I
I'm gonna
think
have to time travel and go back and see it.
Yeah, get him a shout out. We might Maz might want to join you on that time machine so we can go watch the Babe.
Javi Baez, curveball right there. As we got a 2-1 count on the man, the myth, the legend, Javi Baez, as we are going to welcome on Flannel Sam, because I got a feeling Javi might go yard right here. We shall see as we welcome on Sam Flannel, the man, the myth, the legend, Javi with a weak grounder to shortstop. Not going to happen.
Ah, shit.
We got our guy Flannel Sam, though. Shout out to Flannel Sam joining us tonight. Sam, how are you feeling? Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
All right.
Can you hear
We
me?
can hear you.
We got you here, Sam. Welcome back on to Woodward Tigers. Talk about depressing, talk about disappointments, talk about this Detroit Tiger team losing 5 of their last 6. We all had proclamations that this team was going to be on a sort of magical run, but none other than you, Sam Flannel. You had the highest expectations, I think, of anybody, and this team has let you down. What's the biggest reason why, besides the bullpen?
Honestly, the biggest reason why, and I hate to just be this person, and by the way, I was so dead wrong, and I'm going to do my mea culpa right now. The biggest lesson that I think the Tigers learned, because they've still played a pretty large stretch of good baseball overall, is there is no excuse. I know that the injuries played a role to start the season 22-38. There's no excuse whatsoever. At some point, you're going to get tired from climbing out of that hole. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. As much as people want to talk about the injuries, the amount of players who have underperformed this year or just underperformed at the beginning of the season, it's staggering. Like, the injuries would have been an excuse for them to start the season like 28-32 or 29-31. But the reason you started 22-38 was because Will Vest had a terrible year. And a lot of that had to do with why they were so bad. Framber Valdez has had a terrible year by his standards and by the money that he's being paid.
Definitely by that standard.
Yes. Tyler Holton had a terrible start to the season. Wensiel Perez was abhorrent.
Fractured his orbital bone, and we don't know when he's going to come back.
Well, he shouldn't come back because he was awful. Matt
Fair
Pearson
enough.
has been abhorrent.
Yeah.
Harry Carpenter has been horrible when he's played. Jahmai Jones this year had a 440 OPS for the Tigers.
See you later, pal.
He's killing it with the Red Sox, by the way.
Of course he is. By the way, of course he is. Flannel, are you surprised?
Well, not really, because you saw last year. People made fun of Jahmai Jones last year, but last year he was a legitimate lefty killer. He had a 970 OPS against lefties last year, and this year he's just way underperformed. Kenley Jansen has had a bad year by his standards. You look at Jack Flaherty had a horrible start to the season. Zach McKinstry's been horrible. Colt Keith didn't hit a home run till June. Spencer Torkelson had a terrible month of May. Or was it May or April? It was May.
Yeah.
So that's really my biggest issue with the Tigers is they had a big hole to climb out of. I thought that they would be able to do it. I thought that they had some sort of magical mojo working, and it just hasn't worked out. And I also thought, and this is where a lot of people don't quite understand, a lot of it, my prediction had to do with how little I respect the American League. The wild card team right now is 63-65, which means the Tigers are not even dead yet. Would it shock any of you guys if the Tigers made the playoffs at 500 and were a really tough out? Honestly, not to change subjects, but that wouldn't shock me either. I'm not about to make another prediction because I'm out of that business.
At this point, and I've been Mr. Positive all year long, with the way that they are playing, yes, sadly it would shock me. And that is super disappointing to admit out loud, but what I'm seeing right now, it has absolutely broken me. I feel like I have given them every single chance and opportunity, but right now in this must-win game, they just had 2 of the biggest errors of this season. And you're letting Troy Melton down, and then you get a guy on second, and you think Max Clark can come out and do something, or Kevin McGonigal the time before, and you're not seeing it right now. I think this team's broken with All-Star Riley Green being out and Dylan Dingler being a ghost of himself.
Yeah, what a bad slump that Dingler's been in, and he was one of the best players in baseball up until this slump. Like,
for sure, I was talking MVP, Sam.
It's your fault, Nick.
It ain't my fault. It's his fault.
All your fault.
God damn it.
All your fault.
No, honestly, the day before his slump started, the voting would have probably been Yordan Alvarez 1, Dylan Dingler 2. And now that's just, I mean, he could get hot again, but he's done a lot of damage to his MVP case. But it would be really nice for him to get hot again so that he could help the Tigers get to the playoffs, which they're still very much alive for. But they need to come back and win this game, though, especially with Troy Melton on the mound. It would be really, really disappointing. And how about the Tigers? Another thing that has really hurt them, too, is 3 out of their last 4 homestands have been absolute disasters relative to what you needed them to be for the Tigers to go on that run.
I know that base hit,
Okay.
routine play at first sucks.
Oh, man.
I got excited for a second.
No,
I saw out of the corner of my eye.
Bro said
That's eight.
Bro said base hit. It was right there.
Listen, I didn't mean to say base hit.
All good. Flannel.
It was good hustle.
Right to the
I
base.
got your back, Gord. It was good hustle.
but you know
I
what?
misspoke, damn it.
That was funny. It's all good. We're all a family here. No shots.
Yeah. But yeah, the Tigers, they need to God, I hate to say this, but doesn't this almost feel like a must sweep?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said before this series. After coming off that Pittsburgh performance where you had a stinker and you got outpitched, you have to sweep the lowly Kansas City Royals. And I know that's a tall task because they have guys like Pasquatch. They have guys obviously like Bobby Witt, and they're pitching for some reason. They get it done against you. Like this, the guy we're going against right now. The last time we faced him, he went seven innings with 0 earned runs. So it's just everything has been hard for these Detroit Tigers. It's like they've been climbing uphill the entire season because of, unfortunately, the hole that they put themselves in May. And the biggest thing for me right now too, and I kind of wanted to get your opinion because unfortunately, as a Tigers fan, I can't help but have look towards the next season because I just don't know how much hope I have in any amount of success this year. But do you think the Detroit Tigers are going to do a cleaning of house? Do you think that Harris has enough young guys up that he's confident in that he'll be willing to get rid of guys like Kerry Carpenter, guys like Gleyber Torres and Wenzel Perez and Parker Meadows and all these guys, Matt Vierling, these guys that have been floating around for a while and, were originally contributing, like very important contributing members, but now have maybe been, that have their spots taken. What do you think?
I do, actually. Especially if the Tigers miss the playoffs, because that would be just an abject disaster. Because every single person that you mentioned, besides maybe Gleyber, and Gleyber was hurt for so long, have been. I mean, let's talk about Wenzel Perez, Matt Vierling, disaster of seasons. Parker Meadows had that really bad combination broken arm and concussion, which is just terrible.
Yeah, ran into a brick shit house in Riley Green. I don't know how Riley Green walked up and just was fine after that, but
yeah, no, he certainly did the damage to a Parker Meadows, and yep, that's another run for KC. But
What?
Oh God,
Jesus
son
Christ!
of
The
a
9-hitter
bitch.
Isbell. What the hell?
No, but honestly, you have to get rid of some of those guys. There's just because the one positive about this season so far is Kevin McGonigal's an absolute superstar. Max Clark, even though I'm not as high on him as some, he looks like he belongs in the big leagues.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try to be a hater. Eduardo Valencia, is he somebody or is he on a bit of a Linsanity run? We'll see. Troy Melton, stud. Although unfortunate.
You jinxed it.
Kyle Isbell, are you kidding me? The 9-hitter? My bad, Flannel, but what are we doing here in a must-win game? I don't even blame Troy that much. He has to do everything right here, but you can't do it to the 9-hitter Isbell. The guy doesn't even have 10 bombs on the year. Flannel, this team is crumbling right before our eyes, man.
And do you know the worst part? And I will actually be that person who does it. And maybe it's not the worst part, but because we're in the Woodward sports family, it's going to feel really bad to us.
Oh, Jesus.
A lot of us, if this continues, if the Tigers don't go on a run and make the playoffs, we're going to have to look at Sean Baligian and Neil Rule and be like, you were right, we were wrong. Because
Don't even say it. Don't even say it. Come on, Flannel.
No, seriously. Because make no mistake about it. I know that I came off as a huge slappy when I predicted 90 and 72 and all that, which ended up being a terrible prediction. But if the Tigers don't make the playoffs in this worst American League that I think any of us have ever seen, with Kevin McGonigal being everything that you thought he would be and then some, with Dylan Dingler, even though he's been slumping lately, giving you more than what we could have ever imagined, with Riley Green being an all-star again, with Troy Melton emerging, that Kyle Isbell, like, notwithstanding, and they miss the playoffs, that would be just, I mean, even Eduardo Valencia giving you all those big hits and, what is he, 1,100 OPS and limited at-bats. It would be an absolute disaster. It would be, I can't even comprehend it. We were talking about World Series, I mean, maybe not favorites, but aspirations.
Yeah, and Sam, that's something I kind of just popped up. As a Tigers fan, rank this on, disappointing seasons. Because for me, it's fighting to be number one.
Jesus, that's a hot take.
Obviously, I might
Miguel
say
Cabrera,
2014, 2013, 2012.
Wait, what
Stop it.
Hey, we had World Series aspirations going into this year, and now we're probably not even going to make the fucking playoffs.
That's unbelievable.
You sold, and you had one of the most miserable months that we've ever seen this team ever have. You completely blew up. You completely imploded.
I'm still gonna say that
backpick.
Yeah, damn it. Yep. The most disappointing season I've ever seen is probably 2008. I think wasn't that 2008 the year where they got Miggy and they just kind of. Well, it was those years where they really underperformed. But Gordon, to your point, I had a crazy prediction at one point because I thought they could actually do it. At the beginning of the year, we were all very excited about this team, and obviously the injuries played some of a role in why. Maybe they might have a ceiling of not being World Series, but not making the playoffs. This is the worst American League of all time.
Yeah.
This is and you know what else?
Historically
maybe
bad.
I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy for us saying this. Do you know what would make it even more disappointing? I actually think, and maybe put a clown nose on me if I'm wrong, that the Tigers could actually compete in the American League. I'm not saying they would.
I'm
win
with
it,
you.
Or that,
I agree.
Or that they favorites or anything, but. Who in the American League really scares you? I know that the Tampa Bay Rays have had a damn good year, and Junior Caminero.
I was about to say maybe Tampa.
Yeah, Junior Caminero is turning into a superstar. Aranda, Yandy Diaz, got a couple nice starting pitchers. I think the only team in the American League that would legitimately be like a monolith that the Tigers could not beat is if you told me right now that the Yankees would have Max Fried, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Garrett Cole all healthy and all playing their game, along with guys like Ben Rice and Cam Schlittler, obviously. But that's the only way. But we all know that's not going to happen. I mean, Aaron Judge and Stanton are on the IL right now. Max Fried and Garrett Cole have spent time on the IL this year. And Max Fried and Aaron Judge, even though Aaron Judge had a really good postseason last year, are two of the biggest playoff chokers of this generation compared to what they've given you in the regular season, with Aaron Judge, honestly, unfortunately for him, being the poster child of it. So yeah, if the Tigers actually made it, they wouldn't be an easy out. I'll just say that. But right now, if they don't turn this game around, if they don't turn this series around, that might be all she wrote.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that one. And just to circle back for a second here, Gordo, I am with you that this has been super disappointing.
Yeah.
But a team with Scherzer, Verlander, Miguel Cabrera,
all right,
a
obviously,
team with Prince Fielder that had an over-under of 92.5 wins entering that season, that won 93 games and lost to the Boston Red Sox on the big grand slam. I think that was the biggest disappointment I've ever been through personally. I know entering the season, the Tigers had an over-under of 85.5 wins from Vegas. That's not world-beating expectations. Yeah. We all had them being a little bit of homers ourselves, which I will always be a little bit more optimistic, unlike some people in this town. But I just think there's a little bit of a difference entering.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, we should have been celebrating a World Series when I was 12 and 13.
Yeah. Dead ass. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though, that really gets me, right? This has to be one of the biggest disasters of the AJ Hinch and Scott Harris era, undoubtedly. I mean, one, obviously, Scott Harris did not do a good job of constructing this bullpen and, giving this team insulation. But also, AJ Hinch has made a lot of questionable decisions. Him and Scott Fetter have made a lot of questionable decisions with the bullpen, this year, and it's cost them in a multitude of occasions. And also just the over-reliance on, the bench guys that were not producing at the beginning of the year. There are so many different things that we can look at. Shout out to we just got the double play end to end the inning. That was huge. And with everything considered and where this team's expectations were at the beginning of the year, is this by far the worst, the most disappointing, the biggest disaster that Scott Harris has ever been manager over?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. And I know you mentioned something earlier. You know who else hasn't had his best year? And AJ Hinch. And I know we talk about the bullpen and the usage of that. My biggest question when it comes to AJ Hinch, and I think a lot of people have the same question as well, is I look at Jahmai Jones's stat line and I see how he was as probably the worst pinch hitting season I think we've ever seen. Why did he have 96 at-bats?
There's no reason for it.
At some point, you have to realize that was just kind of a crazy run last year. You struck gold, which you did. Jahmai Jones was legitimately good last year, but AJ Hinch still kept trotting him out because I honestly think that he was like, Jahmai Jones is going to turn this around, and he just never did. And to me, that was the biggest sin of AJ Hinch's managing when Jahmai Jones was here. It reminded me a bit of Moneyball. It's like you can't play Jahmai Jones because he's not here anymore. Kind of like you can't start Pena because he's not here anymore.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
The biggest thing too that I saw, just one quick thing about the bullpen usage as well, is when AJ and Fetter would try to stretch these guys out, right? You get your 3 outs, that's great, and then get the hell out. But he would bring guys back out for another inning, and it almost never went well. You trying to force some of these guys that are like gadget pitchers, the Tyler Holton in the beginning of the year, they did this a ton. Obviously, now he's started to figure it out. Jacob Wagyu-Spack, they've done it too much. I think Drew Summers is another guy they've done it a lot, where he'll come in and get the 3 outs. That's great, but then you bring him out again, and we've seen it time and time again where they let up leadoff walk. They give up base hits and make a mess for the next guy to try to come clean up. And it gets to the point where it's also like you have terrible closers, and you're just giving them an even taller task. So that's just another avenue of frustration that I've had with the bullpen utilization and with AJ Hinch and Fetter.
Yeah, no, that definitely plays a role in it. It's an entire systemic thing because we all know that a lot of pitchers have let you down this year. A lot of bullpen pitchers have let you down, particularly Will Vest when he was healthy, and Kenley Jansen, and even Kyle Finnegan, whose ERA looks great, but that whip is not pretty. And we've seen him in a high leverage situations. It's because the Tigers, and another reason why they've failed this whole year, and I know we've talked about it ad nauseum, and it's painful, and we don't want to talk about it. The blown leads. What is that? 19 games now where they've led in the 7th inning or later and lost. If you just,
you had half of those.
Something. Yeah, I mean, not even, but yeah, half, and you're really flying high. But what if you only blew 13 leads instead of 19? Look where you're at right now. You're in the playoffs, and that's just.
Kevin drives one deep center field. Is he going to be able to catch it? Oh my fucking
warning track power.
Sorry, Flannel.
Nope. That's I totally get it. I'm right there with you. Just very, very frustrating. Those where you put good contact on the ball and it just goes into a glove.
Yeah, my bad. I cut you off there. Just talking about obviously the disappointing bullpen.
Yeah. The bottom line is, and I don't mean to make this too simple, but I think this is actually explains the season in a lot of ways. You can't start a season 22-38, regardless of the injuries. They were healthy enough to at least be close to 500, and they didn't do it. And you can't blow 19 late inning games. You just can't do it. They're honestly lucky to be 61-66. And And you got to give credit to guys like Kevin McGonigal and Dylan Dingler and Riley Green and Troy Melton and even guys like Scooble and Mize when they were there. They had a lot to do with it. But at the end of the day, they're fortunate that they haven't been like old Yellard at this point. And it's because of that American League. It's because of that American League. And to their credit, they did go on a hell of a run. I think it was 38-23 where they got one game under 500, and then ever since then they've really imploded lately. 5 out of the last 6, including that terrible home sweep by the White Sox, one that I didn't see coming. Everybody knows I didn't see it coming. I was feeling really confident.
Yeah.
Now a lot of that's
Flannel, we asked Chris Castellani when we had him on earlier the same question I'm going to ask you right here. Is it a debate for Kevin McGonigal and Murakami Rookie of the Year? Who would win in your eyes, as Dylan Dingler follows another one off to the third base? But Kevin McGonigal, is he the Rookie of the Year, or should Murakami be in bigger contention that he is?
I would still put Kevin McGonigal. I think if Murakami didn't have that stretch where he was on the IL, I mean, who knows how many homers he'd have at this point. But Kevin McGonigal, and I'm not trying
Dylan
to be
Dingler drives one? No, my bad. Fucking
no, you're
my
good.
bad.
No,
I think these are all home runs. I'm just hoping at this point, Flannel.
No, you're
Spray and pray, baby.
Especially with Dingler. We need him to snap out of this. But no, Murakami has had a hell of a year. Honestly, the White Sox probably wouldn't be in the leading the division right now without him. So I give him a lot of credit. His power is just insane. You watch some of those moonshot home runs, and it's tantalizing, don't get me wrong. But don't forget about what Kevin McGonigal is doing. As long as he doesn't – I think right now it's Kevin McGonigal's to lose because he's still – I forgot where he ranks in WAR among American League position players, but it's still like way, way, way up there. I would still give it to Kevin McGonigal. The only way that – it would go to Murakami. If Murakami has like 40 home runs and the White Sox really pull away and Kevin McGonigal slumps in September, I could see it. But still, if you ask me right now, it's McGonigal's to lose, but he's got to keep going. He's got to keep playing well because Murakami is coming. I hate to say it, but he is.
No doubt about it. And it sucks to see, Kevin McGonigal asks to do everything for this team right now with Dylan Dingler out. Obviously, Dylan Dingler, out of his own brain. I think I saw in here 2 for his last 43. Just an unbelievable.
My eye is twitching right now reading that stat.
Yeah.
That is
just an unbelievable job. Sam Flannel, we had our guy Away Fan in here. We're just going to sneak this one in. What do you think about the state of the Wings real quick?
Well, can I be the first person to gloat a little bit and say I was right? Remember?
Hell yeah, you can. Of course you can. You can always come on this show and say you were right.
Well, remember when I came on the heavyweights that one day and said Steve Yzerman should be fired today, and that shocked even.
I agreed with you.
I know, and I got so much hate for that, and then it happens a couple of weeks later. I mean, the reality of the situation, and I laid it out before.
Yep.
That the Red Wings, their goal differential was still terrible. It's year 7. They're still a power play merchant team. They still couldn't really stop the PK. And honestly, for a lot of the season, they were just a hot goaltender merchant team as well in year 7. Grand Rapids wasn't what we thought it would be. It was just a disaster of a tenure for Steve Yzerman. And honestly, it doesn't look great right now. I mean, I'm not optimistic about the Red Wings' future, but I'm still happy that Steve Yzerman is gone. Legend as a player, but I'm still in kind of the I was right mode. I hate to say it, but am I optimistic about the future, about this season? Not really.
You're still mid-victory lap.
My last question for you on the Red Wings. Shout out to the WA fan in there. Much love to Flannel Sam. Thanks for answering. Big Dog. Many thanks to Nick for asking. Last one for you. Is Dylan Larkin on the ice first night at LCA?
Yes.
Part 2 to that question, is he wearing the C on his sweater?
You know what? Yes. Fuck it.
Everybody check out Woodward Wings with Spenny and Justin for more Red Wings talk. But yeah, that was a little bit juicy there. Shout out. I'm with you on that one, by the way. But got to get back to the game as the Spencer Torkelson up 3-0 with the guy on first. You giving him the green light, Flannel?
No.
What? Come on, we need a dinger.
Hey,
we need a homer.
Bomb. Come on,
3-0.
baby.
We also
And he walks.
Flanders,
All right.
I think
Okay,
you were
let's see.
wrong in just saying no. You should have said hell no.
Whoa there, Jeff.
Hey.
Listen, I've said
Wait
some
for it
things
to
about
walk,
Spencer
Gord.
Torkelson on this program as well, but I have definitely turned the tune a little bit when seeing his numbers with runners in scoring position.
They've been elite this
Look
year.
who is
Callahan's
walking up to
We got Callahan.
late. The young.
Is this where legends are made, Sam Flannel? We always talk about, some of the role players getting a little bit too much love in the city of Detroit. I know that is one of big Sam Flannel's shticks, is that they get too much love. Callahan, can he become a little bit of a legend right here in Detroit?
I mean, if he gets at least a base hit. I mean, if he gets a home run, he's a legend for now. He may have saved the season, but I thought he had that moment. I thought he had that moment. What was it? Saturday, his first at bat was
Both games. He's
Sunday
got a
too?
both games triple and a homer, and we've lost.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Thank you, Kenley.
Yeah, Jesus. Way to rub it in, Hefe. Way to rub it in.
Just
I
giving
know.
thanks to the man who did it. you
Yeah,
know?
listen. He's been a pain in the rear for us Tigers fans for a long time this year. But huge moment for the Detroit Tigers right now. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 6th. Detroit Tigers down 2-0. Brett Callahan takes a sweeper middle, and Kohloff's one of those pitchers that definitely has a very interesting arm angle. He's not the most extension, but has that very low arm angle, kind of throws guys off. And Callahan.
Popcorn to Bobby Witt Jr.
And Nick is about ready to throw those headphones through the window.
I'm with Flannel. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Flannel almost fell out of his chair.
Not the only thing that's going out the window. I'm kidding.
That's how I felt when I was doing the stream from my balcony in the hotel room in Atlanta, man. I wanted to so bad. No, I didn't. Everybody, I'm not going anywhere. I love you guys. I love this world. I'm playing. But this Detroit Tigers team has me feeling some sort of way sometimes. Yeah, I'm joking. Oh man.
Not to belabor this, but one thing about this Tigers team that's also really frustrating, and I think everybody in the room, Gordon, Nick, Jeff, will agree that when they're playing well, when they're really got the mojo going, as I said, when they're being gritty and all of that, they tease you because when they've got the mojo going, they do all the little things right, all the hustle play. All the balls bounce their way. They get hits with runners in scoring position. And also it seems like during moments like that, other teams just forget to play baseball or they don't take advantage of opportunities. They don't hit with runners in scoring position. So it feels like runs like that are just going to keep going and going and going. But maybe that's where starting the season 22-38, you have to expend a lot of energy to get even back to where you're close to 500, where you're fighting for a wild card spot. And baseball is a funny game, and we've also seen the Tigers go through just, even when they've been better these last couple of years making the playoffs, just stretches of unimaginably bad baseball too. And hopefully that's not what we're seeing right now. But if they don't come back tonight, that's 6 out of 7. That's 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this
Can't have it.
at what point? Yeah, it's just all right. As Troy Melton battles back against the Pasquatch here, every single turn. I mean, it truly feels like tonight, and they're showing it, that the Kenley Jansen back-to-back or 2 home runs in that bottom of the 9th completely defeated this team. That's what I'm seeing out here tonight. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about completely defeated, but that's just demoralizing. You can't. Obviously, I know you guys have talked about.
Oh, and a deep fly ball past Quintino, and they are defeated. The Kansas City Royals take a 3-0 lead in a must-win game at every turn. The Detroit Tigers fail to respond, and your ace is now getting shelled.
All right, now I'm pissed off by the guy in the Sasquatch costume. Get this guy the fuck out of here. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the Sasquatch anymore.
No,
Flannel, is this team defeated?
I'm still gonna say like not 100%, but if they don't mount a comeback, the thing about this team is that the American League can't kill them. So I'm not gonna write them off, but man, this would be really, really tough. And say what you want about this guy, but I was listening to the Valeni show one day, and he brought up a point about Troy Melton, which I actually thought was kind of interesting. Is he starting to tire a little bit? I don't want to think that that's true, but it's also, this is a position that he's never really been in throughout his major league career, asked to really carry a pitching staff. And he was Cy Young level good for that stretch, but hasn't looked as sharp these last 2 outings.
I don't know. Real quick here, Gordo. I think to me right now, he had to use so much more energy and pitches because Spencer Torkelson let him down in the field. Kevin McGonigal lets him down in the field earlier in this game, where now you are seeing him have to go a little bit later, and then he's hanging these pitches up that you're seeing. And I do think the White Sox series earlier in it, definitely Jake Rogers has a big part of that in the whole entire scouting thing. I mean, I think they had, 35, 36 hits in the whole entire series. Like, they were teeing off on everybody. They knew every scouting report on every player, on every pitcher. That was unbelievable to see. I do agree. You were going to see some regression, but I think this defense hasn't helped him out, and I think the Jake Rogers thing didn't as all. But obviously, he just gives up a home run to the Pasquatch and the 9-hitter Isbell. It doesn't look great.
No, and Kevin McGonigal's had a lot of errors lately. I hate to, because
you got to keep him as third.
Yeah, there's nothing but good you can say about Kevin McGonigal this season in the macro, but couple of that was a brutal error earlier, and he's made quite a few lately, unfortunately.
Yeah, one thing about Troy Melton, too, at least in my opinion, I don't know if he's, he could definitely be tiring, but this is still invaluable experience that he's going to need if he is our ace going forward. And, obviously he hasn't even pitched this full season. He's been here for like a third, about going to go on to be like a half of the season. So, this is something that he's going to have to get used to. He's going to have to deal with. And, yeah, obviously you hope that, going forward, it's not a night this atrocious where he's not getting any run support, zero help from his bats, and obviously that goes a long way for pitchers. But, Melton, this is just something he's going to have to figure out. This is something that, going forward, they're going to use the hell out of him. That's just, simply put, you're the best arm that we've got. You're our guy. We need you to produce night in and night out. Whenever you're on that mound, we need, 6 scoreless. We need 7 and 1, 2 earned runs. We need less than 2 walks. There's, just needs that we have. And Massey grounds into the routine play at first. 2 outs, none on in the bottom of the 6th for the Detroit Tigers. Down 3-0 in Kansas City. Sam Flannel, going forward, you still have faith Troy Melton is our ace no matter what.
Yeah, and at this point, not to bring this up, he really has to be in that role because of, obviously the disappointing season facilitating the Skubal and Mize trade. Yeah, I'm very confident because I still, even though he hasn't looked as great these last couple of games, he had a 7-start stretch where he was the best pitcher on planet Earth.
Yeah.
For that stretch, he really was. He's got the stuff. He's got, like when he's going, he's got the command and all that good stuff. I'm not wavering on my support for a Troy Melton being the ace of the future.
Love it.
Yeah, it's just been super disappointing to see this past week has truly put a straight-up dagger into my heart. Going into last Friday, this team was rolling 1 game away from back to 500. You just got the monkey off of your back in the Cleveland Guardians, and this team has completely fallen apart after that. And, it all started with Riley Green going down, and as much as people want to shit on him in this town, I think with trading Tarek Skubal and trading Casey Mize, Riley Green is such an essential part to the Detroit Tigers' success, and you're seeing it night in and night out. Not having him in the lineup has caused a huge black hole as a power bat, as a leader, as a guy, as a vibes guy. that I've seen in the clubhouse and talked to, and been able to bring some vibes. And he just wants to play ball, have fun, and win. And with him not in this lineup and going with a rookie who's maybe pressing to be a big leaguer at times, you're just seeing a team absolutely crumble, and it's been super disappointing, Flannel. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, as we have a super chat in there from I Ain't Say That saying, happy to see you, Flannel. I miss you on the network. We're going to try to get Flannel involved as much as he is willing to be a part of Woodward Tigers on these post games. But do you want to find a shred of positivity? I know the AL sucks, Flannel. How can the Detroit Tigers turn this thing around?
So you're going to need Dylan Dingler to get out of this slump. That's like first and foremost. If that doesn't happen, the Tigers keep going down this path of a bad baseball. And you're going to need, I hate to say it, this is because nobody believes it can happen. In modern MLB baseball, you need the bullpen to not blow leads consistently. And you're going to need better performances from your high leverage relievers. And I know some people think that Kyle Finnegan and Kenley Jansen are toast, and they probably are, but can they muster a little bit of what they've been in the past and be a little bit better in September? Those to me are the biggest keys. Dingler getting out of that slump, obviously Riley Green getting healthy, that you kind of mentioned that earlier, and the bullpen just finding a way, even if it's some of those Kenley Jansen uncomfortable saves, which we all saw. Just get the chop. Just
Mr. Full Count.
Yeah, king of the full count. Shout out KG. That was a bar right there.
That was a bar for sure. Flannel Sam, we always appreciate you on here, and I know everybody that is listening here on and watching on Woodward Tigers appreciates you more than you know. Everybody misses you as always. Flannel Sam, where can people find you if they want to see some of your tweets or some of your takes, Sam?
At Flannel Sam, and hopefully more on the network moving forward.
Hell yeah. Sam Flannel, everybody. That is the man, the myth, the legend. We appreciate you big time. About 4 years ago today, I was on my very first live stream or not today, in like a week, but I was on my very first live stream. It was the college football show. It was with Sam Flannel. It was with Spenny. And I forget who was TDing it. I apologize, but I was in the sound booth, and I said, Texas will never be back. Is this the year Texas wins, Sam Flannel?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. I do.
Actually,
I know. I
horns up or down?
Up.
Let's see it. Okay. We got Sam Flannel, Arch Manning. We're going horns up. Yeah, I'll always think about that day. It was my first time on air, and I always think about, obviously, how far we've come. Sam, I always appreciate you more than just somebody to get on here, but as a friend as well. Flannel, means a lot. You tapping in with us on tonight, trying to spark some positivity back into the Tigers. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you as well. Friendship, man. That's the best part of it all.
Man.
Too sappy.
Yeah, I got you. Shout out to Sam Flannel. Thank you for joining us tonight. Shout out everybody in the chat. Let's get some W's in the chat for Flannel joining us tonight, and hopefully sparking some good luck for these Detroit Tigers, who desperately need it right now because the Tigers are down 3-0 here in the top of the 7th. Fellas, we are going to need some cardiac cats, some gritty tigs. We're going to need something to get this team sparking back in the right direction.
We're going to need the performance of a lifetime from Emmanuel de Jesus, who just came in, which is I don't even know what I can say about that other than, oh, dear God.
Yeah.
And we're going to need, some of these guys in the top of the order to not only get on base, but, bring some guys home, right? Like, we've seen it with, our pitching staff just too often giving up walks and base hits to guys in the 7, 8, 9, bottom of the order. When is that going to turn around? When can we start to get that going for the Tigers here? Because so far, a lot of these at-bats that I've seen from multiple guys on this roster or on this, the batting, multiple of these bats, like they've been uncompetitive. Right, they're pitching around them, and like they can't find anything in the zone, and if they are, it's an off speed that's drawing a high fly ball. So ultimately really frustrating stuff. And yet again, here we are getting outpitched. And I'm starting to think that like that's going to be a theme for these Detroit Tigers going forward, which is very frustrating. But we're seeing it even against teams that are not good. Like we just saw it in the previous series against Pittsburgh Pirates, where Paul Skeens, who's reeling, took care of business, and they didn't even use their best reliever in Luke Weaver. They went out there and beat you with Gregory Soto. So the Detroit Tigers struggling against, mid to poor pitching is something that I did not expect this season. But it's obviously been biting us in the ass lately.
Max Clark steps into the batter's box, ahead in the count 1-0. Now or never for the Detroit Tigers. Top of the 7th, down 3, going up against Schreiber here, up 1-0. Max Clark sees one, sees another sinker away. 2-0 count. Just starts with one, fellas. Got to get on base. Got to get some stuff happening for the Detroit Tigers. And big shout out to Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit. And big shout out to Sam Filano, the OG 2-0 count on Clark. And he swings. He was swinging all the way there. Cutter inside. Should have been ball 3. Max Clark was trying to drive one deep to right field.
Yeah. I mean, we need something. Like, it's dire straits right now. 2-1 count for Clark. And I'm not gonna lie, not a fan of these Royals uniforms. They look like Miami Vice or like some, I don't know what the hell. Like,
I'm not a fan of these Detroit Tigers choking. 2-1 count. Max Clark sees a pitch.
Hey,
those hats are a little wild.
Just in general, like I'm not a fan of gradients on uniforms, man, and those are not ideal. Shout out Quick Trip though. That's down south. That was where I stopped at the gas station. They keep those places pretty nice and clean. So shout out.
Shout out as Max Clark
gets on
lead
base.
Off walk there from the rookie. Let's go. It starts with 1.
That's all you need, and that's something that has been pretty elusive for the Detroit Tigers lately. Is that leadoff walk, and we finally get one. And here comes El Mago. Hopefully, he can.
I only have
get
one
something
question
going.
at this moment in time. Will we see the Tigers use Max Clark as a weapon on the base paths right now?
If there's a time for
challenge. Javi, that was 2 feet inside. Come on. 0-1 count on Javi Baez, who had literally hit 2 soft grounders to shortstop. I mean,
pretty long windup. I'm singing.
Shout out to Rich Baldwin in the chat. Shout out to the away fan. Shout out to Danilio. Shout out to Duncan. Shout out to Rich. I ain't say that. Appreciate you guys. 1-1 count on Javi Baez. 3-0. Slider down. Stays off of it. Let's go. I ain't say that. Definitely missed the Woodward Nights. Woodward Nights was an elite time. Shout out. I ain't say that. We appreciate you. We had a blast on Woodward Nights. That was a lot of fun.
We might be cooking something Woodward Nights related. That might be in the works. Stay tuned, guys.
3-0. Kansas City leads. Love to hear that. 3-1 count on Javier Baez. This is it, fellas. You got the hitters count. Hopefully he's a hanging slider right down the middle.
Or
you send him.
Yeah, you send him.
Javier Baez, 3-1 count, middle, sinker.
This is why you send him.
Christ's sakes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a slider away. I would bet my last $1 zillion on it.
Because that's how much money we make here at Woodward. We make $1 zillion.
All right, 3-2 count. Yeah, obviously joking there. And everybody just tapping in. Everybody's flooding in here. 3-2 count on Javier Baez. We appreciate everybody tapping in. We're on our road to 9,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe. Smash that like button. 3-2 count. Javier Baez sees a sweeper popped up. Get foul. Let's go.
Thank God. Oh, spilled a drink.
Live to see another day as a drink gets spilled. That drink's probably $1 zillion.
Yeah, that looked like one of those tall daiquiris that they sell for like $30 at Comerica Park. I got to wonder how much they are at Kauffman Stadium.
Shout out as we see Pasquantino see that one through. But shout out everybody in the chat. If you guys want to get something off your chest, make sure to hit that super chat. They drive Max Clark back to first base. Terrible job by the camera guy on that one. Oh, maybe because he's busy.
He's still. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, took the lid off of that one.
It was a little
And
trick with an umbrella. It just popped the umbrella off.
Javi's about to take the lid off, and he looks at a fastball. Javi!
Asshole, what are you doing? God damn it, dude.
Not an
Bro.
Not an asshole.
No, I love Javi, but in that moment, you 3-2 count, you got one on. This is some of the only momentum you've had all game long, and you strike out looking.
Hey, listen here, pal. That's a nice
Pal.
guy. Javi's a nice guy. That's a nice man.
Yeah, I know. He's a great guy.
you're
Great guy.
disrespectful.
But he's been absolutely slumping lately, and we need somebody on this Detroit Tigers team to take a step up as we have
maybe if
Z-Mac
maybe
waiting in
if
the
you,
wings.
Maybe if you sent Max Clark and you had a little bit of pressure on second base, maybe.
Gleyber Torres, 0-1 count. Max Clark at first. Javier Baez saw a cutback fastball, and Gleyber drives it to the third baseman, who takes 2 steps, fires, has all day in the world past Cantino. Not going to miss that scoop. All day in the world. Gleyber Torres obviously not known for his speed. Shout out to Doughboy Steve catching up with us tonight.
Hello, Doughboy Steve.
Only the real ones remember Woodward Nights, says the away fan. Appreciate you. This is kind of reminiscent of Woodward Nights. We are here just fucking shooting the shits late night here on a Friday night.
Yeah, crashing out.
Crashing out. I mean, I didn't really crash out back then. You know why? Because there was nothing to crash out about. Here we are watching a team just absolutely go through a ridiculous slump.
There was no stakes back then. Now there's high stakes. Like,
yeah,
everything is on the table for this Detroit Tigers team, but it could very easily be wiped away with a couple more losses.
Can I tell you something? I would rather see Hao-Yu Lee than Zach McKinstry right now.
Is it Hao-Yu Lee that they're taking out?
Hao-Yu Lee is the only
Are
person
we
on
sure
this
it's
team.
Hao-Yu Lee they're taking out?
Is he
Yeah,
not the only
he's
person
batting
on this
too.
team that has a
Yeah.
hit right now?
What's up?
How many hits do we have today? I'm pretty sure Hao-Yu Lee has
Like
the one hit.
3.
Yeah, he's got one of them.
McGonigal had one, I think, and then
Whatever, just get a base
Lee
hit at
had
this
one.
point. It doesn't really fucking
yeah,
matter.
Z-Mac, dude, just get on base, please.
Oh,
There
and he
we
drives
go.
one right center
Z-Mac.
field, and it's going to get down.
Hey,
Zach
me up.
McKinstry splits the gap in right center. You better get to second, Z-Mac. You better be on second. Stand up double for Zach McKinstry. Let's see it. Let's see it. Come
Way to
on.
shut me up.
Come on. Chris, what'd you see on that pitch right there for Z-Mac?
Yeah, being aggressive, middle. We should keep shit talking them.
We should.
Oh, no, you're good. We got you.
Reverse jinx. Now we get another base hit. Make it 3-2.
Shout out to Chris. Breaking it down, we got Z-Mac, and shout out to Chris behind the scenes cutting up some clips for us while we go. Team effort here. Hey,
He shut
It's
me
a
up.
start.
it's Z-Mac.
He shut me up.
He did.
Yeah, me
Jeff,
sure
how you
did.
feeling?
I mean, who's coming up next?
exactly. What you got to say?
Who's coming up next? Let me see here. Oh, Kevin McGonigal. Yeah, Kevin McGonigal. You're definitely not gonna hit a home run here to tie the game. Definitely not.
No way.
Oh,
You're not
no
like
way.
that.
Yeah,
No.
Kevin would never.
No
Yeah,
shot.
it's the warning track power. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not getting out of the park, man.
Kev would never.
He could never. He could never.
Here comes Steven Cruz for the KC Royals this year, boasting a 4.37 ERA with a 2-3 record and a 1.20 WHIP. So another guy.
He's just a hard thrower.
Yeah.
Sit middle, fastball, first pitch. If it's not there, lay off.
Interesting
Amen.
chat thread here. Rich Baldwin.
Shout out. Go to you and read it.
Rich Baldwin. I know. Let me see here. 1 second. I know we're down, but why don't we run the bases when we have speedy runners on the base? That's a great question. Why would you have an absolute weapon in Max Clark on the base path in terms of his speed and what it is? He's one of the fastest guys in the major leagues.
Yeah.
You don't want to
And
commit.
you do not use him at all. I have not seen Max Clark not one time being sent.
About
first steal.
16 games in, and
Like you
Yeah.
have to use his speed as a weapon. That is
If
a
you're
part
down-
of the baseball player that he is.
If you're down 1, Jeff, you think about sending him, but you're down 3. You don't want him to commit an out at second base, down 3. And he came around anyway, so.
Yeah, but
Ima-
how many times have we
imagine
seen?
Imagine how pissed we would be if he got thrown out at second. It would still be 3-0.
Tell you what, I'd be even more pissed if I seen a ground ball double play, which
That's
almost did happen, but it was right down the third base line, and the third baseman didn't have enough time to turn to. But could you imagine if that did happen, and that's the way he ends up getting off base, and you not having that? Like
Kevin McGonigal drives one right field, and it
Mac,
drops. Z-Mac coming around.
Go, Fat Mac, go!
Hit his scores! Let's go. Kevin McGonigal comes up clutch.
Come on, baby.
The rookie and the Tigers are roaring back here in the top of the 7th inning. Kevin McGonigal, Zach McKinstry, the two lefties, come up clutch for the Detroit Tigers. Caglione has a cannon in right field. We've seen it this year. Z-Mac sneaks in there with a big old slide. Tigers, don't look now. Cardiac Cats.
I got this.
Can I get a gritty Tigs?
I got this. Hold on.
Yeah, who's gonna suck next?
Dylan Dingler, you're definitely not gonna hit a home run. You're definitely gonna strike out. It's just that's what you've been doing lately. I see that in your future. I don't see you actually putting the ball in play here. So
2 for 43 incoming.
Dylan Dingler, 1-0. Looks at a fastball low.
Yeah,
right,
you're
up
ahead,
in the
you're
count.
ahead in the count, but you're gonna waste it away. Definitely not gonna get something to pitch. You're definitely not gonna get something to hit here and take it yard. Definitely not.
Dylan Dingler, 2-0 count. Tigers roaring back. Fastball middle. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's a blooper. Oh, Bobby. Oh, they're all calling it a sliding catch. Dylan, you cannot miss that pitch. That is the reason the Detroit Tigers are in the biggest slump of the season. Not the biggest slump, but they have lost 5 of 6. That was a fastball center cut 2-0. You got to drive that ball 400 feet to left center field, Dylan. That's unacceptable. And that's where you're at right now. It sucks to see, and baseball is a game of slumps.
He ruined my flow.
Your all-star is in the biggest slump of his career.
Did he not ruin my flow? Like
Your MVP candidate, the all-star catcher for the Detroit Tigers. Fellas, it looks like he's pressing, and he is just missing barrel. Like, that is a pitch that you cannot miss.
He looks a little bit like this guy right now. They got Cal Raleigh on the screen.
He was watching Cal Raleigh highlights.
He actually went to sleep and
Lord have mercy.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, in the chat somebody said thanks, Hefe. If you didn't understand the two at bats before that, I told I'd rather see How You Lee than Zach McKinstry, and you hit a double. And then right after that, it said Kevin McGonigal was definitely not going to hit a home run, and then he hit an RBI single. So, it was working. It was working.
Was. Shout out to all of you guys in the Woodward Tigers chat thread. We love and appreciate all of you guys. We got so many of our OGs in the chat right now. Duncan Stewart, Even Crazier Clown, Jan25, Belizean's Fury, shout out. Thomas Roro, Brandon Martin, Doughboy Steve, the Away Fan, Rich Baldwin. Shout out to all of you guys. I've been seeing you guys in our chat thread time in and time out. You guys love this team, and yeah, huge shout out. What are you showing us, Jeff? You want to send that in?
I'm not sending this in.
Okay.
What?
But Neo Roll in our
No, I don't want to fucking say shit. I don't know. Jeff, shut your mouth.
Yeah,
Don't be doing that.
It's the Javi ESPN cover.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And the man, the myth, the legend, who's been being trusted to help close this one out, Tyler Holton, coming in here in the was it bottom of the 7th? Yeah, bottom of the 7th here. So
you know what, they
a
made
little bit of a setup, man, Holton.
They made this a manageable game now, so it's still within.
It's within striking distance, but your fucking all-star MVP candidate catcher cannot miss a center cut ball down the middle of the plate.
You can't.
For a blooper that they obviously caught. You just can't miss it, and you could have had a 4-3 lead. Dylan Dingler's been missing everything.
I'm happy to see Holton out here, though, because if you would have went back to De Jesus and he spent a little bit of time in the dugout just not doing anything, and then having to have him come back out and try to get 3 more outs. It's something that I talked about with Flannel earlier, where guys in this bullpen just don't necessarily have the ability to do that. You got a bullpen full of gadget guys at the best, and so to bring a Tyler Holton out here, have him go against a couple of righties. We'll see.
Lefties.
Or lefties, my bad.
That's a cut. You were calling them all night. That's not a cut. Called out the Tigers twice on it. I look like a cut to me.
It cut pretty hard.
3-1. Oh, God.
Barrels it. Going.
Come on, Max.
Going.
Come on, Max.
Warning track, and it's gone. God damn it. The moment I start talking respectfully and nice about Tyler Holton, and this is what you turn around and do to me. Come on.
See, this is why you're supposed to be talking bad about them so that they play
I'm
better.
trying to be optimistic.
But that's not what's working.
Nothing's working for this team.
We know what sports is. We know what sports is.
I'm with you. Am I surprised? No, I'm not. Because all this Tiger team does inflict pain right now. You get swept by the White Sox with a chance to take the lead in the division. You get a ball to shortstop Javi Baez. He actually makes the play. And then you lose the series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And you go in to the lonely Kansas City Royals. And your ace, you let him down with some terrible defense from Spencer Torkelson, from Kevin McGonigal. And you let Pasquantino run all over you and get the 1-run lead. And then you give up not one, not two, 3 solo shots in Kansas City. And you're giving up 4 runs. Of course, when Dylan Dingler doesn't come in there, the Kansas City Royals are going to score runs that next inning.
And can I tell you something, Nick? This
to me.
path does not get any easier.
No.
I mean,
Because you have the Rays and the Dodgers back to back.
School
That's
is
a
gonna
recipe for
murder
a lot
us,
of
dude.
L's on this calendar, especially with the way they're playing as of right now. And you're going to
is that a swing? Is that a swing?
Yes, it is. Thank God. Thank God they called that.
I would have flipped my shit.
You
Oh,
needed
man.
the Tigers to win these past 2 series going into this series and being able to handle this should be a sweep. I mean, like we witnessed them the last time they played the Royals.
Yeah,
they didn't even
blow it.
have Bobby Witt, and they
Time and time
still
again.
lost to the Royals. Like how?
2-2, split it. Should have won at least 3. Shout out everybody in the chat. We got I Ain't Say That with the $2 super chat. Gordo getting kicked right in the grief bone.
Literally. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy that he just did you so dirty.
Oh
dude.
boy, Gordo was at an aneurysm.
he's not wrong.
We don't
This
have
is,
a
and
sound
by the way,
guy
this is
either.
exactly it. And we get a base
Salvi.
knock for Salvi. Son of a gun.
At least he can't run.
That's for sure. Yeah, but man, shout out to I Ain't Say That, dude. You're the man. You've been supporting us and Woodward Tigers super chats for a long time. Keep up the good work. We really appreciate all of you guys in there. Shout out to at Patrick. What up? Looks like the end of the season is following the same pattern as the end of last season. About to get steamrolled for the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks of the year. And shout out to you, Patrick. What up? I don't think I've seen you in our chat thread before, so we appreciate you coming in here, hanging out with us, and contributing to the discussion. And I mean, the way things are going, dude, I can't argue with you.
Hey, smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Smash
comment,
that like button for
subscribe.
Tigers win.
Come on, baby.
Shout
we
out.
need some good juju in our favor.
Been a
Bring the
while
mojo.
since I got to rip a Tigers win.
It has. It's been too long.
Just doesn't feel right.
It's been too long.
It's been too long.
We have some actually interesting stats here. So we were talking about, how
Win.
swing and a miss on the low sweeper there from the pass squatch. Tyler Holton trying to, scrap what he can out of this outing and hopefully come away with some positives. We'll see if he can get strike 3 for out number 3 in the bottom of the 7th here. 1-2 pitch. And the pass squatch fouls that one away. 1-2 count still. And the Detroit Tigers offense rankings since Riley Green's injury, runs per game, they've got 3.56, which is 22nd in the league. They're also 22nd in the league in hits per game with 7.2. their batting average right now is a .223, which also 22nd worst in the MLB. On base percentage, they have the 21st worst percentage in the MLB with a .302.
Pasquantino pops this one up to the third baseman. It's how you... Nope, my bad. Kevin McGonigal shot over to third base, and he gets the out there.
And
Porto.
Slugging percentage, you're 23 in the MLB at .361, and your OPS is 22nd in the MLB at .662. So your numbers have taken a dramatic nose turn since Riley Green's injury, and that's also probably around when Dylan Dingler really started slumping too. So honestly, these stats could be, basically an explanation for how the team has been doing with both of these guys out, right? We're beating the dead horse a little bit here just because of, how crucial both those guys have been for this team. I mean, when you talk about the Tigers and the consistent forces that they've had, those are two names that we really have not had to worry about all season long. I think Riley Green had, a little bit of a slump throughout the season, but overall he's been, one of your best, contact hitters and a guy that's just able to get on base and also, unfortunately just has not maybe been able to get the clutch hitting, but still sets up and insulates the other guys in the lineup very nicely. And, shout out. Can we get to 100 likes for a Tigers win? Come on, chat. Help us out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point. I'm so sick of watching Dylan Dingler continue to struggle at the plate. And it sucks to say, I'm just not going to sugarcoat it because you guys don't watch us to sugarcoat shit. And it's just at the point where he is costing this team victories left and right. And even when he's at the plate, fellas, we're seeing him hesitate now behind the plate, not challenging pitches that he should be challenging. And challenging
the
pitches
ones he shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Not even close, by the way. Today was abysmal. That challenge was one of the worst I've seen from him ever.
And we've seen this guy be such a dominant catcher and the sheriff. And, I've compared him to the next Buster Posey because that's what he has shown. And now this is the biggest battle of his life with himself as Colt Keith looks at a ball up. And right now, more than ever, Colt has one walk already. Time for another one, Colt, or just to get on base.
Colt got us.
I mean, Colt's got the knee right there, quick knee, boom, right back down with it. And
bearded Colt Keith will save us.
Shout out Colt Keith, we miss you right now. The bat just cracked right there, dude. We need to get a guy on base and put the pressure right back on the Royals, fellas. If we're gonna go back and come back and do this, we got to get a leadoff guy on, or at least a guy on base with less than 2 outs and try to put pressure back on the Kansas City Royals because they just answered, right back at you. You punched them a couple times, hit them with a couple uppercuts. They stood in there. They tried to throw a jab, and Dylan Dingler just it landed because Dingler popped that thing up, and then
they hit you with the mean combo.
And then they hit you with the haymaker next time. Boom. 4-2. Kansas City Royals take a lead. 1-1 count here on Colt Keith. 6 out to go for the Tigers. Fastball inside Colt Keith. That quick bat, that new swing, unable to catch up with that one. Holy hell. That thing was flying inside at him.
Yeah, that bat speed was probably 110, 120 miles an hour. The way he swings that thing, dude.
1-2. Colt lays off. He's going to call him on it. Safe. Oh, surprise, surprise.
Thanks, Blue.
For
once.
They don't ring him up.
All right. Oh, that was
that was good. He was short.
Pretty close.
2-2. Colt Keith down 2. Fastball.
All right. Fights it off.
They keep missing middle.
Yeah.
By the way,
and you're not doing damage.
Right. By the way, speaking of damage, the Royals, the last 3 innings, the leadoff hitter has hit a home run.
Jesus Christ. 4-2 Royals lead. Colt Keith sees a ball up high. Great call. Chris, that's unbelievable. That's what a stat.
Keep it to yourself.
It was Isbell, Pasquantino, and then Jansen. 5th, 6th, and 7th inning.
Unbelievable. 3-2 count. Colt Keith rips one down the right field line. This one's going to get down into the corner. Colt Keith rounding first. He's going to swing into second. Hopefully that guy's got a cannon, but he does, and he throws down the punches to the ground as the Detroit Tigers are looking for a comeback here in the Top of the 8th, they are down 2. Cruz with 11 pitches, but this ball gets a cutter that doesn't cut enough. And that quick swing right now and that bat speed from Colt Keith is able to get around it into that right field corner. Great piece of hitting from Colt Keith, and I do like that swing a lot.
Told you,
and I really like the changes he made. 3 walks on the night for Spencer Torkelson. How about you walk home after a dinger?
That looked like a Kenley Jansen pitch.
How about you just make contact with the ball?
No, not good enough.
Yeah, you got to crush this thing.
Gotta get on
We need a
base.
torque bomb right now.
Down 2.
Shout out to everybody tapping in.
We need a
1-0
torque bomb
count
right
on
now.
a Torkelson. We need a torque bomb. And we're going to get one potentially. No, Nick!
Oh, okay. All right.
Colt!
Let's
Come over.
Okay, Colt.
You
All
push
right.
over a runner. Only 1 out. Got 1 in scoring position
How
right
about
now.
Colt Keith? You'll like to see it.
Not the worst case scenario.
Smart.
Not
I
the
honestly
worst case
wanted to see a
scenario.
lot more Colt Keith, honestly.
What?
I want to see a lot more Colt Keith.
DH
I'm with you.
Or
I love that
I'm-
new swing. I
I'm-
thought Torque
I'm-
got that one. No
I'm
surprise he
done
did.
with the righty-lefty matchup. Like, I just want to see Colt Keith play ball.
All right, Callahan let us down last time, fellas. Can the rookie come up clutch here?
Hit it to
0-1
shortstop.
count. Callahan gets a slider, a hanging slider.
And he
In
swung
the
for
middle.
fences.
He was late.
Yeah, I just couldn't get the
Shout out
exact
to everybody
sweet spot on
tapping
that
in
pitch.
with us on Woodward Tigers. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. We appreciate you being here. 0-1 on Callahan. Another slider. Fouls it off. 0-2 count, runner on third.
Here comes the fastball.
Not
Yeah.
feeling comfortable here, fellas. Is anybody feeling comfortable?
Not at all.
I don't think he's feeling comfortable right now.
Hell no.
I feel like I'm sleeping on a bed of nails.
0-2 count on the rookie Callahan. Slider high and
All right.
away, lays off of it. We got Colt Keith, who showed off a little bit of speed going second to third.
Yeah, he's got some legs. He's got some legs. All right.
It was definitely smart base running to get to third base on that one from Torkelson. Callahan, 1-2 count. Fastball, middle. Callahan, you're not here to look at it.
Swing, brother.
Head
You gotta
immediately to the dirt. Looking down at a four-seam down the middle
He was expecting
with a
another
runner on third.
swing. There was
Brett.
barely any movement on that either. Like, I don't understand.
Brett, I've liked your swing so far. It's all
Come
up
on,
to Max
Max.
Clark.
Come on, Max,
2
guys.
outs. Fastball
go,
inside,
Sparky.
he misses.
Leave him hanging. Leave him
Come
something
on,
hanging.
Sparky.
Brett, you cannot leave the bat on your shoulders.
That's brutal.
You're here for a good time, not a long time.
I mean, seriously, he's being called up. Who knows how much longer he'll be on this roster? And another. God damn it.
We
1-1
haven't
count.
seen
Max Clark 1 on 2 out. Tigers down 2-4 in the top of the 8th. Clark 0 for 2 today. Cruz throws his 20th
Get
pitch.
through.
Clark makes contact, but it's not enough for the routine play at first. That will strand one, and the Tigers not able to take advantage of a little bit of momentum. We are 2-4 heading into the bottom of the 8th. Guys, damn.
I mean, you got to steal a run
Damn.
there when you got a man on third. You let Colt Keith's double go to waste. He then gets 2/3 on the fly out from Torque. You have 1 out. You at least got to get Colt in.
Are you thinking
Because now
about-
this goes into a 1-run game. And now
KJ
you're still
Obey
on
says
three.
Jake Rogers walks it off for the White Sox.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
You can't make it up. I mean, I don't think
That's
KJ would
hilarious.
lie. Shout out to KJ Obey, and shout out to everybody in the chat joining us. You guys showed up tonight, unlike the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, he did. My White Sox friend just texted me.
damn stinking God! What? Why did he never do this with us?
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
Not
In
even,
the stupid ass Bulls jerseys too. Those suck. Damn it!
Kelvin Jeffrey, the biggest Max Clark hater out there. Another failed at bat by Max Clark. Send him back to Toledo. I don't think Kelvin likes his chains. I'm just going to go out there and say it. Shout out. Thanks for tapping in, Kelvin. Yeah, not a great. I mean, he hit it hard, but he hit it to the second baseman. You got to be able to score the run. I'm not blaming Max Clark as much as I'm blaming Callahan. Staring at a fastball. Center.
Yeah, if Callahan does what Clark does, it's 4-3.
Exactly.
And,
They're showing playoff. They are showing the playoffs of last year.
Yeah.
Was I there? Yes. Was I celebrating? Yes. Are they showing Riley Green's monster home run against Seattle? Yes.
Fuck, we can
Guess
use
what
that
we're not
guy
going to
right
see
now.
this year? Playoff baseball!
In Detroit.
Any
This team has completely choked. You're about to lose
hey,
your 6th game out of 7 games.
Shot Madden.
I'm honestly kind of mad that they're using him here. I'm like, dude, at this point, just save
I don't know
him.
why. He has to pitch tomorrow.
Just, bro,
Yeah, I
get
don't
your outs
get
and
it.
get the hell out because we need you in this series, dude. We're gonna need him.
If
lot
they're
in
pushing
the
back
series.
Montero, why is Madden pitching right now?
That's what I don't understand either. Like
That's
you're
tomorrow,
just.
right?
No, Anderson's tomorrow.
Oh my god, bro. All right, gets the out at first. Thank God. Thank God. Yeah. All right, Thomas Roro. I think that is a little bit aggressive. Max Clark has shown us a lot more promise than Parker Meadows. All
I
right.
mean, Parker Meadows was the most electrifying player of that 2024 run. I don't give a shit what anybody says. He was the best player on that team down the stretch.
I mean, I can't necessarily argue specifically when you say down the stretch. Yeah, I can't really argue that.
He
was
robbed
electric.
that home run in San Diego. I think he had. Let me
He had
check
that
this
grand
out.
slam.
Grand
Yeah.
slam. Parker Meadows was not just playing just Gold Glove center field. That guy was electric, not just with doubles, triples. He was doing everything for this team. So if that is the Max Clark we get, I'd be fucking thrilled.
And then he forgot to drink milk.
And then he had a flare in his arm where he literally his arm stopped working.
Terrible.
Crazy.
Just terrible all around. Like not great luck for us Detroit Tigers fans, but hopefully we get a little bit of luck with our guy Ty Madden on the mound. Listen, he's looked really good this year. Right? He's had a couple of spots where, he's been put into some uncomfortable positions and has led up a couple of untimely runs, but as far as it pertains to, relief arms that we have, Ty Madden 1-2 pitch, that one down and away on the slider, 2-2 count for Massey here. Ty Madden's been one of our most consistent arms coming out of the pen, just flat out. And I also think it serves a role that we don't have too much of on this team as, a long reliever as
See, you need to stop.
Double.
You need to stop gassing these guys up. That's what your problem is, Gordon. You need to stop it. You're being too damn nice.
I can't like players on my team.
Because every time you do, what happens? A damn double.
In half a season
Fuck me
in
running,
2024 for Parker Meadows, for everybody calling him Parker Meadows, if it is good Parker Meadows in 82 games, so basically cut it if you want to double it. He would have had 24 doubles, 12 triples, 18 home runs, 18 stolen bases with a 743 OPS. I'm taking that every day of the week for a Gold Glove center fielder. So if that's what Max Clark becomes, I would be fucking thrilled.
I would not be, because his ceiling is a lot higher than that. We see this ceiling with Max Clark. Like, he has really tough at bats. Something we don't really see a lot of on this team.
Yeah, and I like. He just offers you more in general than Parker Meadows. Like Parker Meadows had a solid pop to his bat, but at the same time, like.
Obviously, he gives you more, but I'm saying 54 extra base hits. You guys would be fucking salty.
Oh no! I'd be fucking ecstatic. Like if Max Clark, had that had the stats that Parker Meadows did on that run, then yeah, 1,000%. And shout out, we get the
I think the
pop
on-base
fly
percentage
for
would be
out number
geeked up.
2.
I think the OPS would be geeked up because of the on-base percentage like we talked about with the eye. But 54 extra base hits, I'd be pretty ecstatic if that's the way it was going. I've been saying Clark is just a 21-year-old. I mean, this guy hates Max Clark. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, get off my lawn! Yeah, old man yells at
You
clouds.
know what's crazy?
All right, bro.
It was the same people that started to switch on Kevin McGonigal when he had that literally 2 weeks of like a rough period.
I mean,
5-2.
and another base hit.
Oh,
for,
God. Is that Callahan?
Can we wrap it
pull
up?
him. Pull him. Send him down.
Let's wrap it up.
Send him down.
I mean, honestly.
I cannot believe that was a
Where's
horrible.
Maz?
my God.
I need a.
Maz
I need
was
to be
out
cheered
at
up.
family dinner.
That
so,
was a horrible angle to take
No,
to
he
get to
wasn't
that ball.
gonna catch that.
But that was still a horrible angle. He was moving in. The ball was going past him.
That was cutting away from him. There's no one makes that catch.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna play into because he's not like the greatest.
He's hit a
Power
home run
hitter,
and a
but-
double today.
Yeah, he's
9-hitter.
he's had your number today, no doubt. No freaking doubt. And goddamn, guys, I'm a little deflated. I can't lie.
we came on to do this stream to try to ignite life in this team and give you guys some positivity, and they just completely spit in our face.
That loss on Wednesday was a nail in the coffin. Completely derailed. I mean,
Yeah.
they've had a lot of losses that derailed the season, but
Madden now kind of struggling to control the off speed there. Rein it in, Madden. Get one out and get us
surprise.
out of here. Getting out, get us out of here.
Surprise, surprise! It's the bullpen. What do you expect?
All right, man. All right. This is one of the few young pieces that we have in this bullpen that's worth a crap. And into the glove of Callahan for out number 3. Gets the Tigers out of the 8th inning with minimal damage, you could say. They only let up a run, but that one run just feels like a lot. It feels like it's you know, that what 3-run lead now. It's
Yeah,
just
it's back
pretty
to 3.
insurmountable.
It's too much for this team to come back from. They're
Shout out, sad show. Nick, we're here for the long haul. Woodward Tigers to the moon. Appreciate you, brother.
And shout out to all you guys in
Clap
the
ups
chat.
for you. Big time appreciate it. Means more than you know. Shout out to Gordon. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to our guy Jeff helping us out tonight to make sure we're able to get on these guests and have our guy Gordon get some shine up here as always. And well-deserved, Gordo. Been crushing tonight. Hopefully we can just reach out to Raj. We'll see if we can get him on as – yeah, this is going to be – we are gonna get the V-Mix to Raj and
Wrap
then,
it up.
and then we will get out of here.
Hey Nick, can you read that chat from Kevin Jeffrey for me?
McGonigal in 2026 will have more home runs than Max Clark.
what's going on with
I
Clark?
hate
no,
Max
bro.
Clark
No,
because of
listen.
his jewelry.
He said
bro
he
has
said McGonigal
a
in 2026 will have more home runs than Max Clark will have in his career.
No, but listen, bro, you got a deep hatred for Max Clark, and it ain't that serious, bro. You shouldn't have any type of hatred for any type of man like that. Like that's crazy. You in that man's pocket, man. Like you living rent free. Like he's living rent free in your head. Like you can't let him keep getting to you like this. Like there's no first of all, there's no possible way that Kevin McGonigal's have more home runs in one season, in this next season than Matt Clark has in his whole career. That's just not possible.
Shout out to KJ Obey. Man, it was fun last month watching his team score 8+ runs in like 6 straight games. I really don't care what Unk and Unk say. It was fun enjoying the wins with you guys. KJ Obey, we big time appreciate you. We got a Maz coming back. Cheer up. Maz right now is out to dinner with his family. It looks like it's running a little late, so can't promise you that we're going to get him on. But
I don't blame him at this point. Stay at dinner.
Yeah,
enjoy
For sure.
enjoy that
Enjoy
dinner,
your
enjoy
steak
your
and
family.
lobster, Maz.
Yeah.
no doubt
Come over
about
here
that.
and eat freaking chicken tenders with us.
Bro, we're eating. This is ramen. This is
All right, boys, we got
struggle
Javi Baez. We need to get a guy on base. It starts with 1. Hopefully we get
This is Miracle Whip sandwich level. This is getting rough, bro.
This is bread and sugar.
All right, Baez takes the curveball low and away for 1-0.
This is hot dog water.
Oh man, yeah, this is hot dogs in the white bread.
No, this is bear hot dog. Only mustard.
Don't swing until it's.
I mean, that's how a hot dog should be eaten anyway.
Yeah, maybe not a great way to say it. Hot dog, no bun, in the middle of the woods.
Wow, glizzy no bun. Wow.
That is insane.
That's what's going on right now. Terrible. Javier Baez, 0 for 3. 0 for 3 tonight. 2-0 count, and he's...
Why? Why?
Don't
Why would you swing
until
at
he
that?
throws a strike.
Why?
Javi Baez.
Why? What was the point of that? Why? You're up 2-0. Just let it go.
You need base
That was
runners,
obviously
man.
high. It was high when it left his hand.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And then look at that. And then he pipes one right down.
I've come to talk with you again.
Oh boy, we do it to ourselves, don't we?
Oh my God, guys! Let me know in the chat what your guys' plans are for this weekend, and how you guys are gonna enjoy yourselves.
Well, I can tell you, we're gonna see tomorrow. We're gonna see Ahmad Hassanin. Probably have another sack. We're gonna probably maybe see Derek Morgan out there get a little nasty, get a little feisty.
Keith Abney interception.
Sack. Maybe. Oh, I just want to see him.
Ooh.
I just want to see him do his job, though. That's
No
what
doubt.
I want to see from the
doubt.
secondary before we get to interceptions and
fouls
stuff.
And the fighting. He's fighting right now. Top of the ninth, 3-2
Oh,
count.
I'm
Javi
fighting.
Baez, none on, none out. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a leadoff hit here for Javier.
3-2. Fastball drives it down the left field line and foul.
off.
Brother, I'll take a walk right now.
You think Javier Baez is fucking walking here in this
but
situation?
I would take it. Like, please.
Knock
I
out.
would for
Ain't gonna
sure
happen.
take it.
God.
Ain't gonna happen.
I feel
He's either getting a triple or
I
nothing.
feel a slider coming to the outside edge right now.
3-2. Javier Baez sees a slider, middle, catches a
He
lot of the plate, and this
He
one's
missed.
driven down the left field line. Javier Baez will cruise into second base with the leadoff double. This is it, fellas. Now or never.
It was a slider outside edge, but he missed. He should have threw it off the plate, but he threw it.
Middle.
He
Middle.
lost it.
Yeah.
Javi Baez gets the ball or gets the bat on the ball, drives it to left field, and don't look now.
Oh God.
Detroit Tigers. I'm ready to be hurt again.
I am so ready.
Who's gonna do it to you, Nick? Who's gonna do
Gleyber
it to
Torres. I'm not sure yet, but here we go. Guy on second, Gleyber Torres. This is where we could use a walk. Gleyber sees a
through.
fastball right to the third
Wow.
baseman. That
All right.
hurts.
Z-Mac, show us what you got.
Man, they've hit a lot of line drives.
Z-Mac
Yeah.
be the hero of the
In this
game.
losing streak or losing skid, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
It's been terrible.
Five
Shout
out
out
of
to
last
everybody
six.
in the chat that's joining us. We are on our road to 9,000 subscribers. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff. Gordon Jones Jr., co-host. We got our guy, Jeff Walker, and we got our other rookie, Chris Bean. Zach McKinstry. Guy on second. Down 5-2. Top of the ninth.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you're Z-Mac right here, you got the potential to kind of be the hero of the day. I mean, if you
see the
can
on base.
get a man home and get on base.
You know what? We saw a different team put up 2 home runs against us in the top. Why not our turn? Why not us?
Yeah, not our style.
Z-Mac watches the curveball drop into the bottom of the zone.
How about
for
no?
Strike one.
Yeah.
1 out, 1 on
No.
for the Tigers, down 3.
No.
No.
5-2. Detroit Tigers find themselves down 3. Javier Baez on second. Z-Mac sees a ball inside.
Okay.
Get on base for
Ball
McGonigal.
inside.
We're slowly going nuts here on Woodward Tigers, but shout out to all of
Just a
you
ball.
guys who are just as nuts as we are watching this.
Yeah, we
this
appreciate
team.
you guys. 2-1. Zach McKinstry gets a fastball and he grounds it
Holy
to the first
hell.
baseman. Easy popcorn. Easy chicken. Oh God,
Oh man.
man, this has been so
You
depressing.
know what's crazy? Kev's gonna go on base right now,
And he's gonna get stranded.
and you know who's up next? Dylan Dangler. The sheriff. The sheriff.
If there was any time, Dylan.
Telling you.
If there was any time.
Kev's getting on base here, and it's gonna be Dylan Dangler, the sheriff.
Kevin McGonigal sees a ball high 1-0.
Nick, confidence level in the chef. If Kevin McGonigal gets on base here.
0.
Oh, damn.
Straight up.
God
2 for 4,
damn.
2 singles and an RBI. Kevin McGonigal sees
Nice.
another ball low. Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to walk him.
That's what it looks like to me.
No, I mean, obviously you don't. I
you
know.
don't
I'm
want
just
to
kidding,
walk,
Chris.
they put the
I'm just
tying
kidding.
run.
Yeah, but they're definitely not giving him anything in the middle of the zone. They're trying to
Yeah.
pitch around him, place these pitches on the corners. But Pearson right now having a little bit of a hard time with his control. We'll see. 2-0 count for McGonigal.
Nice.
Another one up and away.
Okay.
Is this it?
3-0
Is this
count.
where it turns around?
I mean, hey, we will
Do
see.
you swing?
No.
No, I give him. I
can't.
don't swing in the next 2 pitches.
He's
Honestly,
been bad at swinging 3-0, 3-1 this year.
That's right. You know
Yeah,
why
the
you
3-0
wanna know why
has been
Nick
a
doesn't want
struggle.
him to swing? Because Nick wants to see the chef.
Yeah.
inside. That's
Okay,
inside.
good.
Yep. Too bad.
We're good.
Too bad. You're loser. Ha ha! You loser.
You loser. That was gold, Jeff.
Yeah.
How about a
Nice
no?
challenge.
How about a you suck? No.
Come on,
Shout
Ding.
out. No. Let's go, boys. All right. I had 0 confidence. How much confidence do you have?
2% confidence. Let's
right,
go.
Jeff.
I'm gonna go 100% confidence in the
Chris,
fire
sheriff.
me up.
I'm
Chris.
talking about a 3-run home run, baby.
Chris,
I love it. I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to go 85%. Let's go.
what does he do?
Homer, left center.
We saw him flare out on a
Homer,
middle
middle.
fastball. Holy hell. Come on, Dylan.
Look, he's stretching his neck.
He's got his OPS down to a 802.
You know, you ever watch Spider-Man? Old Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
when he's stretching out a little bit, he goes, my back. Yeah.
Or Dylan Dingler right now, he's turning to the Hulk. Right now.
All right.
He's
Yeah.
turning green.
Okay. All right. He's turning green. I like it, Jeff. Come on now. Detroit Tigers down 3. Dylan Dingler sees a ball inside. All right. Ahead in the count. Let's go. Let's go, Gordon. Yeah. Come
Now,
on.
hanging slider. Bomb!
Sorry, headphone users. That's
Sorry, yeah, shout
to
out.
Hefe.
1-0 count. Dylan Dingler. Runners on first and third as he's.
The bat gets a chunk of it. And
We got real Helio. Let me put him on.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's get
Let him
Rod.
watch it.
Come on, Raj.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
watch
gonna do
it,
it
Raj.
together.
Let's
We're
watch
gonna do it
together.
Raj, if
Let's
you're
watch
ahead of us,
together.
I'm
Watch
sorry.
together.
I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, guys, but this is going to end badly.
Okay.
Come
well,
on,
that-
Raj. Come on.
that's-
Welcome to the show, by the way.
Welcome,
Thank
yeah.
you for joining
Everybody,
us here
clap
on
it up
Woodward
for
Tigers.
Raj. Tigers minor league report and Motor City Metrics. Be sure to check him out on YouTube. Shout out to Raj for joining us. 1-1 count on Dylan Dingler. I think he's ahead of us. First and third.
Oh, look, you guys got twisted Twitter handle, the Rajcast.
Oh, the Rajcast.
Oh,
we got
yep.
we got that bad one. Oh,
that is
shoot.
my bad. You know what? I didn't update your nameplate. That's my fault. We
let's
will make
drop
sure
down-
we have your stuff linked in the bio, though. so.
Let's drop down that nameplate. Shout out to
we'll
Raj.
do that.
And we got Dylan Dingler. 1, 2, 3.
Nice swing, Ding.
Honestly, Raj, I don't think there's a more poetic way to end it than your all-star catcher, who is now 2 for his last 200, it feels like. And in every big moment, he's come up short. And it sucks to harp on one guy, but in multiple situations tonight, when you needed your star to be a star, Dylan Dingler comes up short, Raj. Have you ever seen a player go through this kind of slump with basically the world on his shoulders, a.k.a. the Detroit Tigers, going through it right now?
Cal Riley. I mean, if you're gonna be like that's the,
Yeah.
like the, if you're considerable same prompt, but look, I mean, it could be fatigue. But when I was in Pittsburgh, just the at bats that there were not challenging enough. It was just a lot of like, especially a team like the Pirates, who have a very, very good bullpen that they traded parts for. The Tigers should have learned this, but here
Shout
we
out
are.
Gordo on the Weaver talk.
And
Been a big fan
yeah,
of his.
Weaver. Yeah, that's the big time shout out to Gordo on that. But look, gentlemen, I don't want to say this, but I just think the straw that broke the back was Wednesday, and they just look tired. It's a young team, it's a competitive team, it's a fun team, but they just look flat out tired. I mean, you can only do so much, but come on.
Yeah.
Especially Nate Pearson. Nate Pearson! We didn't do shit in Toronto. All of a sudden it comes out of nowhere. Kansas City's like, let's fix Nate Pearson. Tigers don't have such a luck. Sorry, I just...
No, Raj, I'm with you. I mean, Rogelio, there's no other way around it. We've all steered pretty positive for the most of the season, and we see some of the silver linings with this Detroit Tiger team. But when they go through this stretch now, losing 6 of their last 7 games, Riley Green injured, Dylan Dingler now 2 for 45, if I'm not mistaken. You got bullpen issues left and right, and I do feel like they completely lost all of their mojo in that Pittsburgh Pirates game, because if you come in with momentum, I think they win this game tonight. And you're seeing right now a young Detroit Tigers team who don't really have a leader, and maybe their leader is in that 2 for 45 stretch. And to me, it's just super disappointing. Raj, is there any way that this team turns it around in a weak American League, or is this
I hate to say this, but I think it's it. I mean, usually there's some sort of remnants of hope and everything, but today's what, August 21st. You have the Dodgers coming into town next week. You have Tampa coming up on Monday. It's not going to be any easier. You need a lot of help, and even if Riley Green comes back next week or two, because I mean he's going to be started rehabbing soon, they have to really, really go on a stretch here. But the bullpen has disappointed him all week. They couldn't hold the series. They couldn't hold it against the Pirates. I mean, you have a guy who would get off the bench, who had 2 pinch home runs for the first time in a Pirates uniform, who hit 2 home runs in a game and wasn't a starter since 1900. I mean, what the hell is that? Like, just if that's not a bad omen, I don't know what it is. And so, you guys know I'm pretty down the middle about this, but the fact that you're trying to rush allegedly Andrew Sears up here by Sunday because the bullpen's so bad, and they're trying to rush the guys through the minors right now and to put any patch they can on it. But the injuries and everything like that. It's too little, too late, at least in my opinion.
I'm with you, and this is the first time. I mean, kind of on our post game after that Kenley, I did, basically say that, and I appreciate you sending yours in there, and obviously, like, this team right now, I mean, it's just heartbreaking. And this team in the bad AL truly could have made a run, but I think with Riley getting hurt, Dylan going on this slump, and not being able to be up multiple runs in the 9th inning has truly costed this team, because they're going to lose if it's a 1-run lead. But Raj, you cover the Detroit Tigers minor league system better than anybody else in the game. And if people want to hear more about Bryce Rayner, Jose Briseño, Andrew Sears, if they don't rush him up, and everybody coming up the system, where can they find you at, Raj?
Find us at TigersNLReport.com, on Twitter at TigersNLReport, Facebook, and our Patreon Tigers NL Report as well. They have some exclusive stuff on there, and our YouTube channel, of course. Please like and subscribe to that. It goes a long way.
Shout out to Raj, covering it better than anybody else. 5 straight home runs for the Detroit Tigers. Future shortstop, possibly, Bryce Rayner in the system. Do you think he gets the call to Erie this year, or do you think they just let him crush and get that, confidence sky high there at High A, West Michigan?
I think he stays at West Michigan. West Michigan's in a chance to get a playoff berth right now. So is Erie. I think with the fact that if he would have been called up, I think he would have called up Woody Hayden and Lucas Elsell a couple weeks ago. And look, Erie is also in the playoff hunt as well. But I think keep Rayner there. I think he's just been crushing the balls, obviously. But it's just, to me, if you're the Tigers, what's the rush here for his age and getting those at bats, especially coming back from that his shoulder surgery? I think you just start him a year in Erie next year, but for now, let him rake, let them experience some winning, because West Michigan had it's a remarkable. The Whitecaps are one of the worst records in the Midwest League, and now they're sitting pretty in a playoff position right now.
Shout out, Raj. I don't hate that at all. Gordo, do you have anything? Because I'm about to ask him about Zaire Hope. Do you want to get the next one on?
Yeah, before you go on about the outfielder of the future, one of our other outfielders of the future in Max Clark, we've heard some rumors of potentially giving him a contract extension, getting that out of the way. Something that I've heard, I believe, shout out to Scotty Bentley of Locked On Tigers, huge fan of his, and a big part of this community as well. But, he was talking about how we could potentially see something like 15 a year, like an 8-year, like $120 million deal. How do you think that's likely? Do you think that's in the works, or do you think that is just merely speculation?
Bentley is one of the best in the game. And so if he has some sort of smoke, there's some sort of fire to it. And it would make a lot of sense to do that now, considering the collective bargaining agreement that's coming up right now. And I think this would be a better position for Clark. That if you lock up Clark, you have Keith, you have McGonagall locked up, then you have a good portion of your future. And then, you're going to have the people say, well, what about Riley Green and and that's all going to come and what have you. But
yeah,
if that's the case, I hope that is something that the Tigers can put together, something before, not just as a good PR move, but just a good personnel move as well. So, it would be it could be potentially quote unquote cap friendly, depending on what happens with the cap. I don't think there's going to be a cap, but anyway, I don't know. I would like it, and I think this would give the Tigers as we go into Zaire Hope, if that's the case, that would give them a very good, formidable outfield.
Yeah, let's hope so. I feel like you do have to kind of lock these guys up with what we saw with the whole Tarek Skubal situation. But one of the guys they already locked up was Kevin McGonigal. Do you just feel like the weight of the whole entire team and the world is on his shoulders right now, with Dylan Dingler struggling, Riley Green being out, Javier Baez not contributing at all from the bottom of the lineup?
Yeah, I think the Tiger it's a matter with with Baez and those guys. I think that what we're seeing here is a changing of guard, if you will, of personnel decisions are just going to continue to be. Baez is going to play out his contract, and then if they can find somebody else, they will. I mean, they're not afraid to move on. They've moved on from Jake Rogers. I think you're going to start seeing more of that.
I don't want to hear his name right now.
Sorry, the man with the wall. We should just call him the Walrus. There we go.
Yeah, just got the walk off for Chicago.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah, that was my exact reaction.
Do you think he? Hey, there we go, Raj.
Get it out, Raj. It's a safe space.
Do you think it was straight up agent mode for the White Sox when we got shelled for over 35 hits?
Oh yeah, but then also the White Sox were really good offensively. I mean, that don't get me wrong, but
felt like there was something extra there.
Yeah, but that the White Sox are ultra petty. They're like, oh wait, Jake Rogers in the market? They needed a catcher anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Boston, fuck Baltimore for doing what they did in the first place anyways. But I blame them more than I blame the Tigers on that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Raj, I'm going to ask you this one before we get you out of here. It's been a hell of a season. It's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But the biggest thing to me is, do you think this team can contend in 2027? And do you think they will contend? For a World Series, not just to make a
Series.
Can they win the American League next year?
I'm going to try to. It's like it depends on what they do in the offseason. If he gets, what was the I think it was Maz that said, or Maz or somebody said something along the lines of getting a bullpen consultant. So that's what I'm going to say. If you can get a bullpen that you can then, or somebody that's not, if it's not him,
yeah,
if he's not touching his bullpen, but I think of it as a great quote from Bill Veck. There's only 2 seasons, winter and baseball for me, and it's gonna be a long winter right now. It seems like it's gonna be coming up here. So I think if the Tigers address their bullpen accordingly and get some swing and miss guys, some guys with K per nines that are not 7 or 6. Then they have the potential to do it. I think they're going to have to continue to clean house, guys. Names like Kerry Carpenter. I know everybody loves Kerry Carpenter, but the guy can't stay healthy. There's going to be more change on the guard, and that might be a little more speculation, but it looks like common sense to me. If you look at the roster, the way it's constructed right now, why go after Zaire Hope? Why go? They are looking to continue to change things. Harris wants to say, these are my guys. I want with my guys. And that's the impression I'm getting.
One of the only free agents that's worked out for Scott Harris has been Gleyber Torres. Do you think there is a chance that he comes back next season? And that will leave you with this one.
It depends on what he wants to do contract-wise.
He couldn't get the $20 million on the open market.
If he gets something, if he really likes being here, then he's budget friendly. Then yeah, absolutely. I think that Gleyber Torres has been a great teammate. He's influenced Kaiser Montero. He's influenced a lot of the other Hispanic players. Valencia comes to mind as well.
He's been important for Javi too.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, there's something to be said about that. People always talk about just the team chemistry thing. I used to think that was overrated. But when you go in that clubhouse and you see it firsthand, then you're like, okay, there is something to that. So yeah. I think if there's a budget-friendly deal, then yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to you, Raj. Make sure to check out the Tigers Minor League Report and Motor City Metrics on YouTube and subscribe to those channels. Rogelio, you do it better than anybody else in the game, not just minor league system, obviously covering this Tiger team as well. I wish that you had a better time in Pittsburgh. I feel bad for you, but obviously you had nothing but great things to say about the city.
guys, let me tell you this: if for everybody listening out there, go to Pittsburgh, go to a game out there, spend more than 2 days out there, go out there for a full 3-game series.
Definitely,
I promise you, will not disappoint you.
Yeah.
The parking is asinine because they have all this great parking really close by, but then there's only one way out of town. So if you're gonna stay there, stay on the other side of the island. The Roberto Clemente Bridge, fantastic baseball. There's so much great baseball visuals, history there. The fan base is really cool too. They don't care. They're not unlike White Sox fans who give you crap for wearing Tigers jersey. They don't care. Food around the ballpark, fantastic. There's some really good places, not just Panari Brothers, which is the most generic thing you can say.
Right.
There's some other really cool places to check out. So highly recommend Pittsburgh as it's probably top 3 places I've been to all time baseball wise.
It sounds like it. I mean, now that you mentioned it, like I thought Atlanta was pretty cool. I didn't get to check out Truist Park, but still some of the places around there were pretty sweet. But the way you make Pittsburgh sound, it sounds like Woodward Tigers might need to hit the road next season.
Yeah,
go to, especially for your football background. I mean, I know the Steelers might drive you nuts.
Oh, I like the Steelers. That's my second team.
Oh, then, dude, you usually will be like, oh, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. That's all that is, black. Yeah, you
pull up with my Jerome Bettis jersey. Let's go.
Yeah, probably just jizz in your pants the whole entire time with all the Steelers stuff out there.
Raj at night, baby. Let's go. Shout out to our guy Rogelio. Obviously, always bringing the vibes, bringing the insights. Raj, we appreciate you. And if you want to see more of Raj, make sure to subscribe to Tigers Minor League Report and Motor City Metrics on YouTube. Raj, thank you as always. We big time appreciate you. Hopefully, Tigers can try to save a series the next couple days.
Cast consideration Thursday night Oak Park softball champion.
Oh yeah, are you on a team with Stavenhagen?
Yeah.
Shout out. Big time appreciate the Twitter video. I was cracking up. I miss playing softball. It's one of those things I miss. Nothing like winning a championship. Congratulations to you, Raj.
Yeah. I have to get back out there, Nick.
I don't care if it's co-ed or not. Don't hate the player hit the game.
Amen. Shout out to Rogelio Castillo. Shout out to all of you guys watching tonight. Obviously not the way we wanted to end this. It does feel like the nail in the coffin to the Tigers' hopes. Luckily, the American League.
Attend the funeral with us.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out. Yeah, I heard that earlier. What a hell of a bit. Hell of a bit on crunch time.
Oh man.
Before we get out of here, you got anything to say, Jeff? I guess last words for everybody.
Let's just let's hope that
speak now forever.
Let's hope that Zaire Hope brings the great hope and a new hope to the Detroit Tigers organization here. Because if you don't see him next year, I'm gonna be disappointed. Because at this point, let the kids play. All right.
Got to.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the BS going on in this town. Like, when are we gonna get serious about actually winning?
Well, you're gonna have to bring in some vets in here so you don't have just the kids.
Yeah, but damn, it's like,
hey, they already did. They got Kenley Jansen.
Can we have?
All right, cut his mic. He's the audio guy. Cut his mic.
We need a clear direction, though. We need a
flag.
It's time to establish a clear direction, right? For any rebuilding team, you need to have a clear direction. I don't think that I've seen a clear direction with the Tigers in terms of...
They sold their best fucking player, Jeff.
That's what I'm saying.
That is a clear direction.
Make up your mind.
They did.
No, you're not. Make up your mind because you could have signed him 2 years ago. Make up your mind. Are you going to actually be serious about winning? Because it doesn't seem like this organization is serious about winning.
Well, I think they picked the clear direction, and it's the not fun one.
It's we are a mid-market team.
I just think right now
they went in for it. And
I honestly just think right now they're okay with what is currently happening with the Tigers baseball. Like, they're happy with this. This is okay for them. That's just what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Chris.
Jeff, they were top 10 in payroll. They just didn't make the right signings.
They made terrible signings left and right.
Chris, okay. So, I'll say this. Yeah. You could spend the money, but if you're not spending the money on the right guys, then you're a loser at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I agree. It fucking sucks. Chris, what are your thoughts on tonight and the last week of the Tiger baseball?
So, this is where I was going to go. 6 of their last 7. It's been their worst stretch since they lost 8 in a row in May, and it all stems from Dingler. He's now 2 of his last 45, and that's with Riley Green on the IL.
Woof!
And I also saw Tigers data posted. There's 5 games Their game against Chicago, May 29th, they were up 2-1 in the 9th. June 28th against Houston 3-0. The Cincy game when Lowe hit the walk-off. The 7-0 game against Baltimore, and then the 3-2 game on the other day. Tigers had a 1 in 4.2 million chance of losing all those games according to Tigers data, and they lost every single one
They
of
beat
those
the
games.
odds, Nick. They beat the odds.
Jesus Christ. I watched a movie last night. Shout out. Got my mind off this Detroit Tiger team because, honestly, it's a little depressing. But you know what?
And listen, real quick, I see Steve-O in the chat that said there's no magic wand that you can wave to make this team win a championship. It takes time. Okay, how's a decade sound? Last time this team was for real about winning a World Series, it was a decade ago.
It was more than a decade.
Just saying, I was in
2014.
I was 14, 15 years old when the last time this series this team took winning seriously.
I think it was like 10.
And actually pushed to go win a World Series. And I'm now
They
26.
They pushed this year and they failed. That is what happened.
All right.
They did.
You pushed
they
the
did
wrong
fail
buttons.
miserably. 100%. And they failed. At the end of the day, they failed. Is it the most disappointing season ever? I don't think so. Gordon, on the other hand, we'll see.
Gordon,
But
I was thinking about that. The
a little bit of hyperbole, but-
2014 team had 4 Cy Young winners. They didn't win a playoff game. That was by far the most disappointing.
Yeah. That's why immediately I said like
Brother.
2012, 2013, 2014
Sure,
come to
brother.
mind. But besides that,
They
Yeah,
had a
that's what
three-headed.
decade,
They had a
definitely.
three-headed monster of absolute godly power in their lineup with Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and Victor Martinez, buddy.
yeah.
we had
If
Terrence
you can't
Struble,
win
Casey
with
Mott,
that
like
surrounding cast, like what the hell?
Yeah, it was
That
terrible.
was honestly a 13, 14-year-old me was literally crying. I was
Yeah.
crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Yeah, I'm crying right now. I'm crying myself to sleep. But thank you to all of you guys that tuned
Shout out.
into
Thank
the
you so
Woodward
much.
Tigers chat. Thank you guys for joining us. But
Biggest
yeah,
reason they lost tonight, Gordo, what was it?
Gordon.
biggest reason, lack of clutch hitting.
Agreed.
That's simply put. There was not guys that executed when we had runners in scoring position. That's been a thorn in our side all season long. It came back to bite us in the ass today.
They put Troy Melton at a deficit.
No
gave
run
up
support.
The home runs, no run support. You got bad fielding, just terrible at every turn in a game that you couldn't lose. Once again, you lost it. Detroit Tigers season is probably cooked, but you know what? We're still here. Probably going to go live for a postgame on Sunday. We'll try to get some reactions to you guys tomorrow. But until then, make sure to subscribe to Woodward Tigers. Smash that like button for Rogelio, for Flannel Sam, for Chris Castellani of Big Play Detroit. Go, make sure to go show him some love. For Rogelio of Tigers Minor League Report, make sure to show him some love. And for our guy Chris Bean, for our guy Jeff, holding down the ones and twos. TD, absolutely crushing it.
Base.
And shout out to Gordon Jones Jr., our Rookie of the Year here at Woodward Tigers. I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff. Disappointing end to a disappointing run for the Tigers. Till next time, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Peace.